What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout spot where you already know it's Real Talk Boxing Talk. Live from my man cave, it's your boy Johnny, and I am your host for another edition of the Hangout spot live, this time the Thursday night edition.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
And I just want to thank everybody for rocking out this Thursday night, man. And it feels good to be back, man. As you guys know, I was on a 3-day hiatus, bro. Working the day job, man. Handling some business out in California. I was in LA. Just got back about 3 hours ago. Jet lagged and all. But we are back strong. Just like we never left here at the Hangout spot. And I am here with the best boxing family in YouTube, the Hangout spot family. Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
Yeah, man. It's been a long 3 days for me, man. It's been a long 3 days. It feels good to be back at home in Florida. But LA was cool, man. LA was cool. I was thinking about doing a live show from the hotel room last night, but I don't know. Something about it just didn't feel right. But I'm back. I'm back, and I'm glad that I'm here. There's been a lot of shit going down in the world of boxing. I feel lost in the sauce. So we're going to get into it today. There's boxing this weekend, an IBF 140-pound championship, a junior welterweight showdown in Madison Square Garden in the small room between IBF champion Richardson, Hitchens, and former undisputed lightweight champion George Ferocious Kambosas. I think it's going to be a pretty good fight and a pretty decent card at that. But we also had a lot of news in the world of boxing with Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford being made official. It is going down Saturday, September 13th. I don't believe that there's a venue yet, but it's looking like it may be going down in Las Vegas. Again, you guys got to forgive me. If something went down today, I was literally in flight all day, man. You know how it is, bro. In the airport early in the morning, returning the rental, waiting for the flight to take off. We did have a minor delay, but then you got a 6-hour flight. Getting off, sitting in traffic here in Florida on I-4, which is disgusting.
It smelled like a toilet full of nasty ass shit, okay?
Yeah, man. Sitting in traffic, trying to get home. Just got home literally about an hour and a half ago. And I set up the equipment, and we had a rock and roll, bro. We had a rock and roll. I mean, I was missing the studio. I was missing you guys. Sunday night, the last time we went live, we had a banging show, 3.5 hours. Shout out to 1212 Sports Society, my sister, who was co-hosting. She killed it, man. She absolutely killed it, bro.
Amen, brother.
Chad was on the panel from Canada. Ryan from Boxing Talk up north. I mean, we did it up, bro. We did it up. We opened up the phone lines. It was an excellent show, man. And hopefully tonight we will have the same because, yes, I am opening up the phone lines because there's a lot to talk about, man. There's a lot to talk about. Hopefully you guys got a chance to see the press conference that went down today between Hitchens and Kambosas. And in typical Johnny fashion, bro, it was spicy. And I was loving it, baby. Yeah. I'm going to actually show y'all a clip because Hitchens is trying to make this $50,000 bet with Kambosas, man, and they don't want to bite. They're not trying to bite, bro. But he wants to make this bet. Hitchens is talking mad smack, talking about stopping Kambosas. Kambosas coming back to New York City, obviously where he had his biggest win against Teofimo Lopez to win the undisputed lightweight titles. And I think it's going to be a good fight. Like I said, man, you guys know I love me a spicy press conference, and today was spicy, some pushing and shoving. George Kambosas' father, Jim, got into it with some people, with Hitchens, and his trainer, Bill Haney, showed up. He was talking some shit. Hitchens was talking shit to Bill Haney because we all know that Hitchens wants that Haney fight. A lot of shit going down. A lot of shit going down on Saturday, man. But before we get started, you guys know the deal, man. There's ground rules here. If you're watching this live on YouTube and on Facebook Live, make sure you smash that like button, man. It'll help your boy get this channel out into the algorithm of other boxing fans. they got to know we rock out weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, tonight is a special time. We started at 10 o'clock an hour later. But again, it's only because I walked in the door literally about an hour and a half ago. So I had to get set up, you know what I'm saying? Hit the bag for a little bit to warm up. And we are right back at it here. But usually 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. We're also doing Sunday shows. We did a Sunday show this past week, like I just mentioned, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to start doing that on the regular, especially when there's fights going down on Saturday so that we can recap and open up the phone lines and get everybody's thoughts on the action that happened, you know, Saturday night. And if you have not subscribed to the Hangout spot, please do so, man. There are power in numbers. We are oh so close to getting to our next goal of 2,000 subscribers. Help me get there. We're about 45, 44 subscribers away. So do me a favor, guys. Please pick up the telephone, tell a friend, and subscribe to the Hangout spot. This is how it's going down in 2025 and beyond. We got some banging interviews set up for you guys next week. We're going to go over that a little bit later on. And last but not least, I want you guys to cook in the chat. I definitely want you guys to cook in the chat. And if you want to throw your brother a bone via super chat, super sticker, super thank you, or Cash App down below, any donation is much appreciated because you know the deal. We putting in the work here, not just in the studio, but boots to grounds, hitting those live fights, man, trying to get those live interviews, trying to get into those training sessions of the biggest and best boxers out there, man. That's not going to stop. So again, any donation will help a brother out. In fact, just to motivate the crew, let's throw a little goal out there, man. Let's throw a little goal out there. Any super chat. It could be $1. It could be $2. It could be $5. Whatever it is, man. We got a 10 super chat goal. Help a brother hit that, man, and support the family here at the Hangout spot. I also have a poll out there that I want you guys to vote on. Who do you think will win this weekend's main event for the 140-pound IBF title between Richardson Hitchens and George Ferocious Kambosas? Will it be Hitchens by TKO or knockout, which is what he's predicting? And he's trying to put up $50,000 in the process. Or will he win by decision? We all know Hitchens is more of a boxer and mover. Will Kambosas be motivated to knock out Hitchens or stop him? Or will Kambosas cruise to a decision victory and become champion once again in another division, this one at 140? So definitely make your votes in the poll. But let's go out. Who do we have, man? Who do we have out here, man? We got Alberto in the building. What's going on, Alberto? You know the deal. We working, man. We working. We slacked off this weekend, this week actually. But again, it was because I was in LA. You know, we slacked off, but we gonna pick up right where we left off, man. Kalea World, what's going on? Hello. Appreciate you rocking out on a Thursday night here at the Hangout spot. We working overtime tonight. An hour later start. We usually start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here at 10 o'clock, but it don't matter because we working overtime tonight, baby. We got to make up for lost times. Manuel LG, my brother, what's going on? Thank you for rocking out. I see y'all cooking it up with each other in the chat. And we got my man CJ with the $10 super chat. Matter of fact, CJ, you getting the shit started off early, man. I appreciate the $10 donations. You bringing out the guns. We got to bring out the guns for CJ, bro. Appreciate you, my brother. CJ Rich says, showing love because you're grinding hard coast to coast. Hope you got a chance to peep me make comedic history off the dome on Marco's channel. Feeling ready for open mic night. Salute to you, Johnny. CJ, salute to you too. I did get a chance to see a little bit of it, man. And again, man, you are pure comedy, man. You my guy, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate the donation, my brother. CJ Rich is starting it off early, saying Hitch is going to cook him with the mittens. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. We got my man Mo Brains. Mo Brains with the $2 super chat.
Straight cash, homie.
That's what's up. He said the fans are going to lose by TNO, technical nap out.
This is nasty.
So I guess Mo Brains is not expecting an action-packed fight even though there was a lot of chatter, I mean, there's no love lost there, man. So, I'm thinking this may be a fight. Now, don't get me wrong, Mo Brains. When this fight was first announced, I kind of had the same feeling. Like, is we going to get something that's going to cook, or we going to get something where we're going to need a pillow because we're going to want to fall asleep on the couch? But you know me, guys, I get lured into all the spicy talk. So I'm thinking that maybe these dudes are going to want to rumble it out, bro. Hitchens is known as a boxer, but he's also a prideful dude from New York City. So, is he going to want to duke it out? We'll see. We will see. But anyway, I'm opening up the phone lines. So I definitely want you guys to call in. Keep the chat cooking. Again, I will try to sift through most of the comments, but the chat is going to be on fire. So if you got any comments or questions or anything for any one of our callers that call in, super chat again is the best way to go, because they'll show up as a starred message, so I can make sure that I see those and I will read those out. We do have a 10 super chat goal. We got 2 super chats down. We need 8 more to go. Help a brother get to that goal. It could be anything, $1, $2, $5, whatever it is, man. Help a brother out. But we going out to the phone lines, and guess who we got up in the building? First and foremost, we got my man, Ebenezer Stuntman Griffin. What's going on, champ? How you doing, man?
Good, Johnny's good to see you, brother.
I kind of thought that there would be a possibility that you pop up tonight.
I'm always tuned in, but I had to come on today, man.
No. I wanted you to come on today because I do want your breakdown of what we expect to see from your point of view on Saturday. Obviously, there's some news that went down. Canelo and Crawford is going to be official. It's going down on Netflix. A lot of shit going down.
Netflix, bro. Let's
on
go.
Netflix, bro. Which is, I remember hearing that in California, and I was like, is this a good thing or a bad thing? And I was like, damn, maybe I should do a live show, spur of the moment, to get everybody's feedback. But it was like every other podcaster was doing the same damn thing.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't comfortable in the hotel with the Wi-Fi issue and whatnot. So
yeah, for sure.
But a lot of shit going down. But first and foremost, let's talk about you, because you got a big announcement that you wanted to make, right?
Man. So I'm fighting July 25th here in Denver, Colorado. Main event, fighting for a regional title. So this is gonna be my first title bout as a pro, man. So I'm super excited. First 8-round fight. Step up in competition. The guy I'm fighting, he has a really good record. He's on like an 8-fight win streak. So I'm super excited, dude. I can't wait.
My man, look, I gotta give you a shout out.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, champ.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad. When you shot that message to me, I was happy, man. I was happy. Is this the first main event headliner, or were one of those earlier fights in Kentucky any one of those were main events?
Yeah, I've been the main event headliner several times in the pros.
Okay.
Obviously in the amateurs, like every show, I was always I wouldn't fight till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, because I was always the main event. They wanted people to stick around. But in the pros, I've had several fights where I've been the main event. So,
well, not several, because you only got 5 fights.
Yeah, I've had 2 fights where I was the main event.
2 fights. Okay.
So I guess
a couple. But this is good. This is good. So this is the third. This is the third. That's what's up, man. Yeah. Congratulations on that. And like I said, there's a regional title on the line, and it's going down right basically in your second backyard, because you live and you train out of Colorado, right? Yeah,
absolutely, man. I love it was kind of crazy, because when I moved out to Colorado, man, I hated it. It's cold. It snows from October all the way till like May, So I hated it so much, man. But after being out here, this is going to be I'm almost 2 years in, like fully living in Colorado. So, man, I'm starting to fall in love with the city. There's always something to do,
And that's what I was going to ask you, right? Because you're from Louisville, Kentucky, and I don't think I've asked you that question at any other times that you were on. How are you liking Colorado? Because I'm hearing from a lot of people that have either lived there for a little bit, has visited, that it's beautiful there.
Oh my goodness, dog. I can go outside on my balcony right now and just like look at the mountains. You know, the mountains have like snow on them. It's you no
Oh,
matter where you're at in Denver, you can see mountains. Like snow-capped mountains, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, man. And I don't do any skiing anymore. I used to ski, but when I turned professional, I stopped skiing. I stopped doing a lot of things like that just because I didn't want to take the risk. But I still love to go hiking. Sunday morning before church, me and one of my buddies, we're gonna go up to the mountains. We're gonna go for a run, like a 6 mile run in the mountains. So that's gonna be fun. I love doing that. We do it like twice a month, so every other week. And it's super cool because we get like a good group of guys. All of us are like pro fighters, and so we hit like a 5 to 6 mile run up there in the mountains. By the time we get to the top of the mountain, it's always like snow everywhere. So it's super cool just getting, you know, hit that run with your boys. Go to church right after, man. This is like, you know, living the life, man.
fantastic, man. Fantastic. And who's promoting this card?
Yeah, so this will be under Sparta Promotions.
Okay.
Yeah, Sparta is actually they're a pretty big promoter all throughout like this whole like area from like New Mexico, Texas,
I've
Colorado,
heard of Sparta.
Nebraska.
Yeah. I've heard of Sparta. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm super excited for it. The guy I'm fighting, Romero Figueroa, he like I said before, you know, he has like a 7-fight win streak, something like that. Good fighter. And then also he's had the regional title for about a year and a half now. You know, whatever venue he fights at, he always seems to bring a pretty big crowd. And it's kind of crazy, right? Because ever since the fight got announced, I've had so many people reaching out to me being like, hey, like, bro, don't take this fight, man. You're not going to get the decision in Colorado. Like, he got the commission in his pocket, you know, things like that. You know, we hear these sorts of things as fighters, but for me, I'm bringing a crowd with me, man. I am bringing a crowd with me, bro. And
I'm sure.
like, dog, I love my supporters so much, man. They really do mean the world to me, and I put on a show every single time for them. You know, everybody who makes the trip. I have people flying in from Texas, family flying in from Kentucky, and then a lot of people from Colorado are coming out to see me fight as well. So, if he thinks he's going to have an advantage in the crowd, he is sorely mistaken. He's sorely mistaken, and I can't wait, man.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm excited for you. I'm excited, man. This is a big step up for you. Obviously, an opportunity to get a strap as well. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. As it gets closer, obviously, we'll do as much as we can to promote. You know, and let us know. I don't know if you know now, but where will it be streaming for everyone to be able to watch, or is that too early?
No, there's a link in my bio on all social media.
Okay.
You can follow me on social media at Stuntman Official. I'm on every social media platform, and there's a link in my bio where you can either purchase tickets or purchase the actual link for the pay-per-view.
Okay, perfect. And how much is the pay-per-view
like
going to be?
$20 for the $20 for the pay-per-view link.
Okay, cool. All right, so cool. So we'll get that link, and we'll start to.
I'm super excited too
account.
because my old gym in Kentucky, they're having like a watch party at the gym.
Nice.
So like all the kids are going to be able to come out, and you know, all of like the parents and things like that, and they're going to have like a big projector screen, and they're going to like project the fight on the side of the building so everyone can watch. So man, I'm super excited for that. You know, just putting on for the kids, putting on for my family back home. That's going to be incredible.
I know, man. That's what you all about, brother. This is why, you know, you family, and I appreciate you, man. One thing that you did say, which doesn't surprise me, is people were telling you you're not gonna get a decision. Maybe you should think this through, and you were like, "Nah, man, we taking this dude out," because I know that's your mentality. We've had conversations about guys that you want to fight today.
Yeah,
you know, guys that
sure.
you know, that have had, you know, that have much more pro experience that you were willing to fight today. So shout out to you. And this fight will be at 154, correct?
Yes, 154, 8-round fight. Man, the reason why I'm so confident, you can say I'm cocky, I'll whatever. But man, to be honest with you, bro, I always say that preparation breeds confidence, and confidence breeds success, right? And this goes into any avenue of your life. The more prepared you are, the more confidence you'll be. The more confident you are, the better you perform. let's say you're having a sales meeting, right? And you're about to present a presentation to all of your colleagues at work. And you know you studied the material, you know your stuff. You've rehearsed in front of the mirror several times. You've gone through the slides and you really know your material, you know your stuff. You're going to be so confident going into that meeting. Why? Because you know that you know your stuff. You know, there's no doubt in your mind that you've done everything you can do to prepare. And I really do believe that, man. I've been this way since the amateurs, that preparation breeds confidence and confidence breeds success. If you're not confident, it's because you're not prepared. You know, if you're not confident, it's because you're not prepared. If you're walking into that meeting and you're sweating and like your palms are and your heart's racing, it's one thing to be a bit nervous, but it's another thing to be scared. And if you're walking into that meeting and you're like, man, I don't know how this is going to go, it's because you're not prepared, you know? So I'm as prepared as they come, man. I've been in shape for weeks. I did 12 rounds of sparring like an hour ago. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
No.
I
Listen,
trained
I
this
follow
morning.
you, brother. I follow you. I know you always working. I know you always working. So he ain't capping, y'all, in the chat. And make sure if y'all ain't following my man Stuntman Griffin, make sure y'all follow him on all platforms, man. Let's support. He's a family member here at the Hangout spot, as well as everybody else in the chat. Keep the chat cooking. Smash the like button. My man Stuntman Griffin is going for a regional title and his 6th straight professional win. So nothing but the best, champ. We'll talk about that as it gets a little bit closer, because you're still a little bit away. But let's talk about Saturday, man. Let's talk about the main event for the 140-pound IBF title. You got Richardson Hitchens against George Kambosas. Like I was telling my my viewers, you know, I like a spicy press conference. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of animosity, or actually a lot of animosity, with the way these guys been chirping it up today. Some pushing and shoving on stage. Kambosas' father got involved. I actually wanted to show a video real quick because Hitchens wants to make a $50,000 bet, and he stops him. I mean, he talking that shit. What do you see going down, man? So before I get your prediction, right? And shout out to the chat because I'm opening up the phone lines in a bit. But before I get your prediction, number one, do you think it's going to be a good fight? Because I've had chat members say that it might be a snooze fest. And regardless, what do you see happening in this fight?
Man, I'll get to that first question first. Kambosas is never in a boring fight. You know, his nickname entails like everything that he is about. You know, when he's in there, he really is a Spartan warrior, you know. And I really think that there's so much bad blood in this one. I don't think Richardson Hitchens is going to move as much in this one as well. Also because Kambosas is coming up from 135. But also stylistically, I think this is going to be a very entertaining like skills fight, you know. I do think Richardson Hitchens wins, but I think he's going to have to get it. Kambosas is not coming to lay down. That's one thing I respect about him. He never comes to lay down. He always makes it a fight.
No, he's going to come to fight. But you know, you know, we've seen him in there against boxers, you know, since the Teofimo fight, and obviously that arguably that was the best performance of his career. You know, Devin Haney outboxed him twice. Second time fairly easy. In fact, the second time, you know, Devin Haney outboxed him the first time fairly easy. Second time, you know, he put, you know, it was even more decisive.
Yeah,
then
he busted him
you
up
know,
for sure.
yeah, no, he beat him up a little bit. He beat him up a little bit, and then you had you know, the Maxie Hughes fight, which most people, including myself, thought he lost. I thought Maxie Hughes edged him out by decision. Obviously, didn't go that way. Kambosas got the nod. We saw what Lomachenko did to him. So I like the fact that, yes, he is a warrior and he will come to fight. I just think there are levels. And, you know, I like Hitchens. I'm not going to sit there and say Hitchens is on the level of a Haney or anything like that, but I think he's well on his way. I love his boxing ability. And I do agree with you. I don't think that he's going to move a lot in this fight. I think that he's talking that shit, but I think he's going to try to fight Kambosas. Whether that's the right move or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like it
sure.
because you know, the trash talk is pulling me in. Because when
he's
I first
also
heard
at
about
home, you know.
Yeah, right. He's at New York City.
You can't have a stinker of a fight at home, man. Not in front of your family, in front of your friends. He's
Correct.
never gonna live that down. He's gonna be walking
Correct.
through Brooklyn, getting no respect on the street. You know, he has to show up.
Correct. So I like the fight, and but I'm picking Hitchens to win this fight. What I'm having a hard time trying to decide on is, does he have enough to stop him? Because I did think about what you just said, which is that Kambosas is moving up a weight class.
Yeah.
But Hitchens is just not a big puncher. So I'm gonna stay on the safe side and say Hitchens beats him by decision. What do you think?
Okay.
Are you with me? You look like you broke up a little bit.
If I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm curious to see what the odds are for a Hitchens stoppage, for Hitchens victory by stoppage. If it's plus money at all, I would if I were a betting man, I would definitely put a little something on Hitchens to win via stoppage, just because Kambosos has been stopped before, and he's also coming up weight class, you know. So even if a guy isn't necessarily the biggest puncher, with all of those things working against him, I do think it's going to be a little bit easier to stop him than it otherwise would have been. And then there's also for Kambosos, though, there's also the IBF has a mandatory 10-pound rehydration clause for all non-unification bouts. So if you're in the IBF rankings, the next day after weigh-ins, right? So tomorrow morning, Kambosos and Hitchens are both going to have a 10-pound rehydration clause on them. After they meet that rehydration clause, then they can hydrate as much as they want. But that's one thing that the IBF has that not many of the other sanctioning bodies have. And for all the fans at home, that's only for non-unification bouts, right? That's only when the IBF title is on the line.
Right.
If you have the IBF and the WBC together, then that rehydration clause goes out the window. And it's just a standard fight at that point. But when it's just the IBF title on the line, there is a 10-pound rehydration clause. So I think that could help Kambosos to sort of like survive in the later rounds, because Hitchens, I recently rewatched his fight with Liam Paro. They put it up on YouTube today. I had like a 2-hour break between training sessions, and I watched that fight 2 times, like all the way through. Hitchens faded a lot in that fight. Towards the end, yes, he won the last few rounds, but you could definitely see his gas tank was dwindling down, and I do think that had something to do with the IBF rehydration clause.
Good point. I'm glad you said that, because I do want to see that fight again before Saturday as well. You said they just put it out?
Yeah, Matchroom did.
Okay, perfect. We got my man Alex Vega, who said Hitchens KO is like plus 200. So I know you were asking what the odds were. Are you still there, champ?
Yeah. I think you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's probably mine though. No cap.
Yeah. No, it's yours. I think you're back.
Switch to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you may want to switch to Wi-Fi. In the meantime, make sure you guys smash that like button, please, and help the channel grow, man. We got to get this out there. We got to get the Hangout spot out there, man. There's still a lot of people that don't know where we rock out 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Times, and that will be here at the Hangout spot on YouTube with your boy Johnny. And do me a favor, guys. Tell a friend to subscribe to the channel. We are so close to that next goal of 2,000 subscribers. We've done that in 15 months, man. So help us get there. Keep the chat cooking as well. So I don't know if you heard. It was
just 2 days a week. Right now it's 3. Or I know you
3, sometimes 4. Sometimes 4, because we're going to incorporate a Sunday show as well. So we may do Tuesday, Wednesday.
A recap kind of show.
Yeah. We may do Tuesday, Wednesday, and what we've been doing, or what we're trying to do, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This week I was out traveling in California, so I was out of pocket. But normally Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, and then a Sunday show as well. Plus, we may do after fights. I may just do a live post-fight where I open up the chat. So, man, you never know what's cooking here at the Hangout spot or who's going to join us. As you guys can see, we got Prospect, baby, in the building. Undefeated Ebenezer Stuntman Griffin. He's here to give his predictions and breakdowns of this Saturday. He's also fighting July 25th in his home. Well, not his hometown, but his second home of Colorado. He's fighting for a regional title. So make sure you guys follow him and give him a like and make sure we support on Fight Night. But yeah, Hitchens KO is like up plus 200. So would that be something that you would feel comfortable putting some money on?
I think that's definitely a it's one of the more enticing, bets I think you can make. Because I'm sure Hitchens is a heavy favorite, so I'm not sure that putting any money on Hitchens just straight up money line would do anything. But that Hitchens at plus 200 by stoppage, I really, really like that bet for sure.
No doubt, no doubt. We got my man Manuel LG with the $2.
Straight cash, homie.
He got Hitchens by UD. Okay. Hitchens by unanimous decision. In fact, I got a poll up. Manuel, I appreciate the $2 super chat. We need 7 more super chats, y'all, to hit that 10 super chat goal, man. Help a brother out. Right now, the poll that I put out, Hitchens versus Kambosas, who wins and how? 21% have Hitchens winning by TKO or knockout. 59% have Hitchens winning by decision. Only 3% have Kambosas winning by knockout or stoppage, and 18% have Kambosas winning by decision. Guys, cast your votes, man. Cast your votes. So it looks like in the chat we have a pro Hitchens crowd. Is there anyone in that wants to call in that feels like Kambosas can win this fight and break it down on how you think he can win this fight? We're opening up the phone lines. The link is pinned to the chat if you guys want to call in and voice your opinion. But I'm a little disappointed, man. I was really looking forward to my guy Ernesto Mercado. Tito Mercado was supposed to be on that card, man, and he had to pull out, last minute due to an injury he suffered in camp, man.
Yeah.
I really like him. I think that obviously he fights at 140. I would have loved to see what type of trash he would have talked to either the winner of either one of the Hitchens or Kambosas. He would have been talking that shit probably post-fight, trying to lobby for a fight. I like him in the mix. I also want Hitchens to win because I think that there's bigger and more exciting, or let me not say more exciting fights, but bigger fights for Hitchens that I would want to see than any big fight that I'd want to see Kambosos in against any of these big names. I just think that there's skill levels in boxing, and I never ever considered Kambosas any one of those top skill level guys. We've seen him in big fights, and again, other than the T.O. fight, I haven't really been overly impressed. I want to see Hitchens. I want to see Hitchens continue to win, try to unify. There's, maybe get that Devin Haney fight, which I don't think will happen at 140. I think Devin Haney has outgrew 140, but there's just so much other smoke. You got a potential Teofimo Lopez fight. There's just a lot of different names, right? The winner of Puello and Matias. The winner of this fight could potentially unify. There's just a lot of big fights.
Tio is not fighting Puello or Matias.
Well, what about Tio fighting
right now?
But what about Tio fighting Hitchens if Hitchens beats Kambosas?
Tio's not gonna fight Hitchens either. It's just a bad style matchup. I think Tio beats Hitchens if they do fight, but I think it's just a fight that for his brand it's just gonna damage him. Tio's at the point where unless it's a mega money fight, he's not fighting anybody that's one going to make him look bad in the ring, and then also could potentially beat him. Kambosas, not Kambosas, Hitchens is both of those things. He could potentially beat Teofimo, and then also if Teofimo wins, it's just a fight that isn't going to look good. He's going to win a very ugly, not fan-friendly fight if they were to fight. It will look very, very similar to that fight he had with the Latvian kid. I don't know why I'm Sandor Martin. Just a very
Sandor Martin.
He would win a very ugly fight. And honestly, I thought Teofimo lost that fight, if I'm being completely honest with you.
A lot of people thought he lost that fight, absolutely. A lot of people feel like he might have lost the Jermaine Ortiz fight. Again.
I like Ortiz. I sparred him back in November?
Oh, recently?
Yeah, in Vegas.
How was that work?
It was smooth.
Yeah.
He's smaller than me.
Man. Yeah. He fights at 140 now.
Yeah, He's smaller than me, but it was some good work for sure.
No, that's really good work, man. He's a very, very skillful fighter. We've had him on the show before. I've interviewed him live after a win at Caribbean. Good dude. We'll have him on as well again once he gets something formally announced. He wants his next fight to either be an eliminator or a title shot, but we'll have to see how that plays out. I'd love to see him and Hitchens next.
Yeah.
If Hitchens wins, I think that'll be a great fight. Shout out to Box Lab Promotions, who is also family to me, and they also promote him. But so again, I hate to bring Tio up because it's really not a Tio conversation, but you sparked my interest. Who do you think would be a good fight for Tio then? You don't feel that he does the Sandor? I'm not the Sandor, the Subriel and Puello winner. You don't feel like he'll take the Hitchens fight. So who do you think? Obviously, the whole Devin Haney thing fell apart. We still have hopes that maybe that happens, but as of today, that fell apart. A week ago, we had a show on that, and we voiced our frustration. So what do you think is next for Tio?
Honestly, I think Teofimo takes a little bit of time out of the ring. He doesn't get back in the ring until either November or December. And I think when he comes back, he fights Keyshawn Davis.
Okay.
I can see so? Top Rank forcing that matchup. I don't think Teofimo wants that fight either. We've seen him in the middle of a press conference tell Keyshawn Davis, "Don't call my name, when you win." He doesn't want that fight, but I believe that Top Rank forces that fight to happen. And I really think that's the next logical fight because they're both with Top Rank. It's a very easy fight to make as long as both fighters want it, It's one of those fights where if both fighters want it, it can happen. If one fighter doesn't want it, it's not going to happen. But if both fighters want it, there's nothing business-wise that will keep this fight from happening. Top Rank has the budget for it. Unless Teofimo Lopez prices himself out, asking for $15 million or something, this fight could 100% happen. They could do it in New York, MSG, in the big room, not the theater, the big room.
Right. No, I agree. I like it. I would love to see that fight. I got to be honest.
If Kambosos wins, though, if Kambosos wins tonight or tomorrow night, Saturday, I'm tweaking. Saturday night. Oh my goodness, bro, dog.
It sets up that rematch, bro.
That rematch would be the trash talk.
Dude, let me tell you something. And I don't know if the chat will agree. Again, smash those likes, man. Keep the chat cooking. I'm here with our guy, Ebenezer Stuntman Griffin. He's in the building. I've wanted to see that rematch since the last fight because I feel like if these dudes fought 10 times, I think Tio will win 9 out of 10. He's just a better fighter, man. It just wasn't his night. And I'm not.
Come on, man.
I do, man. If they fought a rematch, you would pick Kambosas to beat him?
No. If Kambosas beats Hitchens, then I'm probably gonna pick Kambosas to beat Tio.
I still wouldn't pick Kambosas,
bro. If they were just to fight Saturday night instead of Kambosas fighting Hitchens, I would pick Tio.
I just think Tio is just better, man. Just so many things went wrong for Tio that night, and so many things went right for Kambosas.
Okay, on that night, if they fought 10 times, Kambosas would have won 7 out of those 10 times.
Oh man, you breaking my heart.
But I'm leaning towards 7. And the reason I say that, Kambosas was so hungry before that fight. Do you remember he was coming off his win over Lee Selby, right? I watched that fight several times. He was coming off his win over Lee Selby.
I remember that fight, yeah.
His grandpa passed away 3 weeks before the fight. And I remember Kambosas just saying no, I can't, I didn't go to my grandpa's funeral. I went to the gym, and he was just so hungry. There was no denying him on that night. He was in camp for 6 months because the fight was originally supposed to be on Triller. I don't know if you remember that. The fight was originally supposed to be on Triller. Teofimo Lopez was having problems with Top Rank, and he was like, "I'm going to Trillers, the Triller takeover."
Oh, I do
And,
remember something like something crazy like that. I do. Now that you bring that up,
so
I do, and I do know that fight was postponed. I mean, it
kept getting
supposed to happen.
postponed,
Right.
and Kambosos the whole time was in the gym, hungry, and there's no when you're at that point, it's like I will not be denied. I saw this quote. It said, "It's like going to the casino, right? And let's say your rent is whatever, like $5,000, right? You have 3,500. Don't do this, by the way. Anybody listen? This is a terrible idea. But go to the casino with your 3,500 and being like, no, I have to hit this. And then they're like, wait, what if you don't? No, you don't understand. I have to hit it. You know, it's like just that giving yourself no option but to be successful. That's what Kambosos was on. He was just a man on a mission. There was no denying him. And that's how I feel for this fight, bro. I'm telling you, y'all, there is no denying
that night, I agree. I just don't think that he would be able to replicate that on other nights. That's just me. Again, Tio just fought the wrong fight. I mean, Tio, even look at that fight in the beginning, how he came out, just throwing bombs, trying to knock this dude's head off. I mean, you know the deal. You're a professional fighter. I mean, how many times do they tell you never fight with anger, with rage, just control aggression? There was nothing controlled about his aggression that night. And not to mention, you know, I'm not going to, maybe I shouldn't bring that up, but there was an ailment that was going on with him as well physically. I can't use that as an excuse because a man decided to fight. But I'm just saying, I'm throwing that out there because it was a story, right? I mean, you know, but
my only problem though,
I got to see that rematch, bro,
is when you come out with a injury after the fact, you know, because if Teofimo Lopez had knocked him out in 3 rounds, we'd have never heard about the esophagus, you know. Same thing like with Manny Pacquiao when he fought Floyd Mayweather. Immediately afterwards, when they were doing the post-fight interviews, Floyd, he was like, Manny, what's your excuse? And then Manny didn't have an excuse. And then they go into the post-fight press conference, and Manny's like, oh, my shoulder. I couldn't throw the left hand.
Wow, man, you weren't there.
Bro, we complete a pre-fight medical exam before every fight. It's very thorough. Especially in Vegas. Dude, the requirements to fight in Vegas, it's actually kind of crazy. If you go without fighting in Vegas for like 5 years, you have to get a brain scan. You have to get a brain scan before you can fight again. They're very thorough on their pre-fight medical examinations. Pacquiao said my shoulder.
I know. That was kind of crazy. Let's
got hit with the brick Debo.
Let's take a call, man. Let's take a call. We got my man H-Town in the building. What's going on, brother?
What up, Johnny? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
H-Town, baby, H-Town. Hey, I don't agree in one sense. Yeah, that night he might beat Tio again, but I mean, that was the worst possible Tio you could ever get. The guy had spent money on 3 training camps that he didn't have. The guy was having money problems, marital problems. His wife was saying, "I'm going to take my kid, your kid away. You're never going to see him again." He should have. That's before the ailment, you know, and he was sick. You know, I mean, there's proof he was actually sick, and he should have never took the fight. It's like Devin should have never took the fight with Ryan. You know, should have. Those are prime examples of don't take the fight. The way Matias did, you know, don't take the fight, man. If you're not going to come in at a somewhat even playing field, but I mean, he didn't have no choice. He needed the money. He went in there trying to knock him out because he didn't think he was going to last the whole fight. He's never fought like that. That's the only fight he's fought like that. You could clearly tell he was trying to get him out there quick because he was second guessing himself that fight. And I don't think Kambosas any other day. Kambosas don't ever beat Tio. They're not on the same level. It's just one of those perfect storms made Kambosas into a star. You know, I just don't see it, man. I mean, people could be like, "Oh, those are excuses," but hey, that doesn't mean it's not reality. You know, was Ryan overweight?
H
Yes.
down. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, brother. We have seen Tio fight that way before. All through the come up, that's literally how Teofimo Lopez was fighting. When he fought Edis Tatley, that's literally how Teofimo Lopez was fighting. He fought
What do you mean the
just
way
like
he
he
was
fought
fighting?
against Kambosos.
No, he wasn't fighting. I mean, he wouldn't fight reckless and just going for one punch. Teal was known as a boxer.
No, he
All his
wasn't.
amateur
He
career,
was known for explosive power. Where he
but
was one punch hitting guys. He was not
yeah,
known
but
as
I
a
mean,
boxer.
now he was a boxer, man. His all amateur career, they knew him as a boxer. And coming up, he was known as a boxer puncher. I mean, just because you got power doesn't mean you're not a boxer, bro. And he had power at the smaller weights. I mean, just how Floyd had power at the smaller weights. You know, you get to a weight class that hey, your power don't transition. You know, it is what it is.
I disagree that Teofimo Lopez was known as a boxer. He was a counter puncher, but that doesn't necessarily make you a prototypical boxer, right? When we look at Teofimo Lopez from a stylistic standpoint, he's a fighter that never has used the jab. He's not very active punch count wise in most of his fights. Obviously, recently he's become a little bit more active punch count wise, but coming up, he was known as a power punching counter puncher, not as a pure boxing technician. And if you look at a lot of his fights on the come up, he was fighting.
Maybe we got different definitions of a boxer because
to the way he fought George
that's
Kambosos.
exactly what I was gonna say. H down.
we got different because your definition of a boxer is a guy that works a jab and moves around the ring. You know, from what you're describing.
No,
you know,
no, not at all. There's guys who were boxers that didn't necessarily use the jab, move around the ring. When Canelo was first coming up, before the Floyd Mayweather fight, Canelo was a boxer. If you look at the styles,
this is where I disagree because to me, someone that can stand in the pocket and be a counter puncher is probably the most purest form of a boxer in my eyes. Because you can sit there in the pocket, don't get hit, and punish. You know, to me that's boxing in my eyes. You know, yes, you know, of course, working the ring, trying to have your guy, the opponent, chase you the whole fight so you get tired and wear his legs out. Yeah, those are strategies. But to me, boxing is being able to sit in front of your opponent, make a miss, punish him, get him out of there. You know, at least maybe I'm an old head. I'm an old head, and that's the way old heads view boxing. You know, we got the new generation, as Shakur says it, finessing a fight to win. You know, hey, buddy. I mean, I like Shakur too, man, but I'm not a finessing fan. You know,
yeah,
that's just me. But you know,
I've always considered Tio as a gifted fighter, man. You know, there's certain gifts, there's certain things that he does in there, even as a young fighter. I always thought he was, it was all when he was young and he was doing what he was doing, it was all about controlled aggression, but it wasn't reckless. I didn't never saw him as reckless. Now that fight, totally reckless. From the beginning of the first round, he went out there. I think the first punch he threw was a haymaker, trying to land a big shot, you know, taking Kambosas out. He has spoken a lot of shit. His father was basically telling him to go in there and knock this dude out early in the fight. I mean, he fought the wrong fight. If Tio fights the same fight that he fought against Lomachenko, against Kambosas, come on.
12-0 passes him, probably finishes him in the later rounds.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be close.
It'd be a masterclass. We'd be talking about Teofimo's like the next greatest thing, man. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of hate going towards Teo because of a lot of stupid comments he's made. He's gone by trying to promote himself the wrong way. You know, you could be the villain without being an asshole. You know, and he just the kid just He's not smart enough to be the villain. I'll say that.
I always
You
Guys,
say
know,
let's
this.
not take away from George Kambosos though.
no,
No,
no.
listen,
Kambosas had a
He
great night that night.
he had an excellent night.
You know,
and he fought the opponent that was there in front of him. You know, that's the only thing you could do. Johnny, I know in the past, like you disagree with me on my anyway takes. And like one thing that we came to find common ground on is you said he can only fight the guys that they put in front of him. Like if we have that logic, we also have to give Kambosos the same bit of grace. You know, he could only fight the Teofimo Lopez that they put in front of him. And on that night,
Yeah, no,
Kambosos wasn't
absolutely.
being beaten by anybody.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean,
do
I
you
give him
consider
credit.
Inoue a boxer?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I was about to say.
You know, Inoue's IQ. Have you watched Inoue, bro?
Yeah, I watch Inoue all the time, dude. The guy's a
dirty.
monster.
He's dirty, bro.
Like I always tell people, after I saw him beat Emmanuel Rodriguez, I was like, man, this guy's it. This guy's it. People forget who Emmanuel Rodriguez was, you know, and a lot of people don't follow the smaller divisions, and if you don't know their name, you think they suck, you know, and that's not true. Because there's a lot of fighters that are not a big name. They're great fighters, and I think that's the
Yeah,
problem
for
we have
sure.
with our American prospects as they become a name. And then they'll respect the other fighters that are not a name, and then they go in there and fight close ass fights or lose or get draws. And I think back to the Hitchens fight. I think this is where this fight's going to go. I don't think Hitchens respects Kambosas. He's had problems towards the end of the fights where you can see he visibly gets tired. Kambosas is always the guy in shape, you know, and unless his body don't hold up and those body shots he's taken the last couple of fights have slowed him down and father times on his shoulder. If he could go in there and beat Kambosas for 12 rounds and be active and make Hitchens work, man, Hitchens is going to be in for a hell of a fight. It's not going to be a wash away 2-3 rounds how everybody sees it. You know, but
Yeah,
those are all what
I
ifs.
think
Those are all what ifs.
Kambosos coming to fight, bro. Kambosos never comes to lay down, ever. Every fight he's had, he's always going to fight. Even when he was fighting Devin Haney and he was getting washed, in that second fight, he still came to fight. The reason his face was busted up like that is because he was trying to make a fight.
Yeah, and you know, Devin Styles, that jab and grab and tire you out, putting his weight on you. You know, because Devin and Ryan are probably the two biggest guys. You know, them kids are big, man. They could fight at 147, 154. I mean, how successful they will be, I don't know, but they got the frame. They're not small guys. You know, so like Boots. Boots is not a small guy.
Yeah.
People
Didn't he
see
just move up today? Boots?
Yeah, those boots are made for walking or running away from, you know, Norman.
Word.
He's running from Norman.
Running away from Norman is crazy.
Running away, bro. Hey, Boots to me is the most hype fighter in boxing today. Hype, bro.
He's also been
Hype.
making the weight. I remember Boots when we were in the amateurs, bro. Boots been making 147 since he was 15, 16 years old. I remember being at the National Golden Gloves. We had some guys from my gym, well, from my my region that were fighting in the National Golden Gloves. And I remember watching Jerron Boots Ennis and Richardson Hitchens fight. Boots has been making 147 since he was literally like 15, 16 years old, man. So I don't think he's necessarily running from Norman. I just think that it's just bad timing, man. His body can't make the weight anymore. And
Hey, Stunt, let me ask you a question, Stunt.
Because instead of being like Keyshawn Davis and being unprofessional and signing a contract to make a weight that you know you can't make, he's being upfront with this. He's like, all right, bro, I can't make this weight anymore. I can't wait on Norman because I'm not going to be able to make the weight. I'm not going to put you guys through a whole promotion just to not make the weight. So I'm going to move up to 154.
Yeah, hey, let me ask you a question, Stunt. You're a fighter. Do you think Boots has a great beard or he hasn't been hit by an actual power puncher?
Good question.
I think he has a good chance, for sure.
So you think if Brian Norman lands on him, he's just going to eat it the way he eats everybody else's punch?
Did you watch his fight with Stanionis?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that Boots was necessarily just eating punches. I mean, this is boxing. You're going to get hit. Boots got hit a few times for sure. but it's not like he's just sitting there eating punches. You know, I think
I mean,
that was abundantly clear in his fight with Karen Chukajan. He was very reckless again, kind of like Teofimo was against George Kambosos. He was very reckless, just trying to go for that knockout, and I think he got touched a bit more.
against Karen,
in his last fight, he against Stanionis, he did a lot better job of being defensively responsible. And it's boxing, man. You're going to take some punches.
yeah, I
No
mean,
matter
yeah,
how
that's
defensively
obvious.
good you are.
That's obvious, but for a guy that's people say he's got great defense, that left hand was landing at will when he fought Karen, and then that right was landing at pretty much at will when he fought Stanionis. I mean, you got Boots fans saying that he's letting the opponent hit him just so he can make the fight exciting, you know.
I
And
don't
to
think
me,
that
that
right hand was landing at will for Stanionis. Stanionis was running into the uppercut and the step back cross
but
and the like the
but I
whole
mean,
night. I don't think Boots wasn't getting tagged as much as you think. You might want to go back and just rewatch that fight.
I'll go back
just
and
so it's
rewatch it
fresh.
again. Yeah, I go back and rewatch it again. But I
I mean,
remember
I
watching
could
the
be wrong. I
fight, and
might need
I
to go
couldn't
back and
believe he was
rewatch it.
getting. Yeah, because I was just talking to myself watching the fight. God damn, if Stanionis had some power, he'd drop him. You
Hey,
know,
Stanionis got power, man. Don't disrespect
man.
Stanionis, man.
I mean,
Stanionis was a good fighter, bro. He was a really good fighter in the amateurs, has that amateur pedigree, great at cutting off the ring, bro. We hear so many fighters talk about
man, Stanny's just so small, bro. He's so small, man. He's got a frail build. He don't look. You know what I mean?
he's
Shit.
a real 47. Boots is just
Yeah,
massive.
yeah. You're right. You're right.
It's like
Yeah.
Earl, when Earl was at 47, man. It's not that Sean Porter was a small guy. It's not that, you know, all these other guys were small guys. It's just that Earl was massive, you know. Like, it
Earl
wasn't
walked
that
around
Kell Brook was
190 out of camp.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a big guy.
Hey, chill.
Hey, they're big, bro. Hey. What can we do to stop that weight bullying, though? What do you think, man? Should they be having a day of weigh-ins, or you know what I mean? That
Man, I
again?
don't think we can fault anybody for quote unquote weight bullying because everybody that's like that has done weight cuts, whether it's like in bodybuilding or any sport or any sort of athletic pursuit where you have weight classes, people understand that it takes something out of you when you do them weight cuts, right? The cutting weight is by far one of the most dangerous things for a boxer to do. It's treacherous. It is treacherous. Like especially when you're coming from like 185 pounds to make 147. That's like, imagine what that does to your body. It really is treacherous. So I think there's a far too big of an emphasis put on how big a guy is in the ring and not as big of an emphasis put it on like, oh, did you see how he looked yesterday at weigh-ins? Like, that does something to you. You know, it's not like you just cut all that weight and you're the exact same fighter. You leave something with you on the scale. You leave something in the weight cut. You don't bring everything with you into the ring. You leave something in the weight cut.
Yeah. Weight cutting is detrimental to your body, period. Especially all that the dehydrating yourself, the water, you know, dropping all that water, because you're never gonna get all that water back. You know, 10 pounds is 1 gallon. You don't see no fighter drinking 6-7 gallons of water back to get them that weight back. I don't know how the hell Devin Haney gets 26 pounds back on him. I don't know how he does it, man, because that's a lot of weight. You know, if he's not taking IVs backstage where nobody knows, you know, to rehydrate, I don't know how he rehydrates that much, because you can't drink or eat that much the night before the fight to come back that
Xander
big.
Zayas too, man. Did you see before his last fight? He posted a picture the morning of the fight. Like, not right before the fight, the morning of the fight in his hotel bathroom, he posted a picture on the scale at 185 pounds. The morning of the fight.
That's wild.
The morning of the fight, you know.
You know, are you familiar with MMA?
Yeah, for sure. I'm in
Alex Pereira, man, he when he was fighting 185, he weighed in at 185, and just the next night, he'd be at like 207 or something.
Yeah.
And
there are ways to definitely do it. There's like a whole rehydration protocol, and you can work with nutritionists so that, And then also, like when we make this weight, where the ideal circumstance is to only touch that weight for about 30 minutes, right? It's not like you're going to spend an entire day at whatever weight you weigh in at. You're ideally touching it for 30 minutes, 25 minutes, just enough to step on the scale. And then immediately, as soon as you step off the scale, you can gain 7 pounds in the next, hour, because one gallon is 7.5 pounds. It's 7.4 pounds. You can gain that 7 pounds in literally an hour, and then from there you follow a whole rehydration protocol. So there's guys whose bodies are just built for it, and they're able to rehydrate 25 pounds. But at the same time, though, rehydrating that much makes you sluggish. Do you remember when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, and they both weighed in at like 152? It was a catch weight. And Floyd Mayweather, the next day, he weighed in at 150. He lost weight, and Canelo gained almost 30 pounds. But it didn't necessarily help because it makes you sluggish as well. There's a trade-off for gaining that much weight. The trade-off is you're going to lose speed, you're going to lose agility. Yeah, you might gain some power, but you're also going to lose that speed, that agility, that ability to come right back with shots. So it's a trade-off in both directions. It's not just like a guy gains 30 pounds and he automatically has a massive advantage.
I think H-Town says something that I have been saying for a long time. They need to switch that up and go back to the same day weigh-ins.
Like the amateurs?
I believe so. I mean, I think that would alleviate a lot of, because you just said it yourself, even when you get off the scales on the same day, you can gain 7 pounds, right? So if you can still rehydrate, but maybe not rehydrate to, 20, 25, 30 pounds, which you can probably do overnight, 24 hours before, why not just stick to the same day? In the morning, you fight at the night. And whatever you gain after the weigh-in, that's what you rehydrate to. I don't think that you'll be seeing the 25 pound weight advantages if they did that on the same day. That's just me.
I will say I do like day before weigh-ins for several reasons. One of the biggest ones being just from like a performance standpoint.
Well, as a fighter, I'm sure you guys will enjoy that, right? Because again, it gives you
even from like a performance standpoint, like fans watching a fight, you want to see a good product, right? Obviously, fighters wouldn't be cutting as much weight, but there would still definitely be a severe drop off in performance, right? Try cutting 15 pounds and then go running a marathon that night, so like you're cutting 15 pounds instead of cutting 30. That's getting fighters closer to their natural
doing
weight.
It's not an advantage to one fighter if they're both doing it.
No, and it'll force you to fight at your natural weight class, so you won't be you don't have to do that, and it'll force a lot of fighters to actually stay in the gym more and be concentrated to their craft, because you got a lot of guys that when they're not they don't have a fight lined up, they balloon up in weight, and when people will be who are you to criticize? Look at you or this and that, but when that's your job, You're a pro athlete. You're getting paid to come in and give a good product. You know what I mean? That's like if I go to the if I go to job to go ahead.
A drop off in performance. No matter how much weight you're cutting, there's going to be a drop off in performance. Even if you're only cutting 8 pounds, there's going to be a drop off in performance. If you today or tomorrow morning dropped 8 pounds, right, which isn't that much to dropped 8 pounds, and then tried to run a marathon that night, do you think your time finishing the marathon would be the exact same as if you did it with you having to drop the 8 pounds the day before? Like your
that's my point.
Is going to change. Your hands are going to be slower, and fans are just going to get a poor product, right?
But
I'm trying to maintain the product of the sport.
Okay. See, this is where my argument that is going to make the product better, because now you got to fight at 140 and you weigh 170. You know that you got to make the day of, so you're going to stay in shape and be closer to that weight. You're not going to be like, well, if I'm 20 pounds away the night before, that's good because I'll just drop 20 in a day, and then fight. he'll force a lot of fighters to be at their own their natural weight, and we'll get better fights because the fighters will be healthier. They don't have to try to kill themselves. They don't like, and that has to do with a lot with age. I mean, there comes a point where your body is not going to let you cut that much weight or dehydrate yourself. It'll be detrimental to you. Like Spence, he was too old to do that. Once you hit those 30s, you can't be doing that to your body. In your 20s, your body will recover, and especially if you're an athlete, you're living right, eating right. You'll go in there 80%, 90%. Like Spence that night, we probably got about 60% of Spence that night against Bud because he tried to cut all that weight, knowing he's a big guy. And like you said, there's a point where the trying to be a weight bully works against the weight bully, and I believe that if you go back to same day weigh-ins, they'll force all these guys to be more active. They'll have to keep fighting. They'll have to stay in shape, and they're going to fight people around their weight class, and it'll be more exciting fights, more competitive fights, and the product be better in my eyes. But I'm not a fighter. You're a fighter. I'm saying in a fan's perspective. But anyway, Johnny, let me get off this. I feel like I'm turning into round one. I'm out.
H-Time, my brother was cooking, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for hopping on, showing some support. Good back and forth, man. I love, and this is why, having these conversations with a professional fighter is just so much more impactful, for the viewers, because again, I'm a fight fan. We're all fight fans. We're not in the trenches, right? Like Stuntman is. So I love the back and forth, and I love the fact that you're hearing our perspective.
We don't have to necessarily
giving your own as a fighter. What was that?
Because we don't necessarily have to hypothesize, because we have a entire amateur system that has same day weigh-ins.
Right.
Bro, I had 100 amateur fights. I was on Team USA for a year and a half. In terms of just like being at the elite level of amateur boxing, I was there. I know that me right now, when I'm on fight day, my hands are literally faster. I hit harder because I've had more time to recover, right? And even in the amateurs, when I wasn't cutting as much weight as I am now, my hands are still faster. And I think that from a fan's perspective, it just makes the product so much better when you're getting guys who it's supposed to look like they're professional athletes. They're supposed to be fast. They're supposed to be strong. Otherwise, like, why not just go? Why watch the NBA? Why not just go down to Planet Fitness and watch those guys hoop all day? You want to watch somebody that can run faster than you. You want to watch somebody that can jump higher than you. You want to see a spectacle. You want to see somebody that can do something that you can't do. And so I think that having fighters, allowing fighters to have that hand speed, that we're able to get from having more time to recover and rehydrate, allowing fighters to just be the ultimate best version of themselves on fight night, as opposed to not being that version of that best version of themselves. I think it's just going to continue to be a healthy way for the sport to thrive.
I love it. Oh, I love that perspective, man. Like, again, I'm here with Ebenezer Stuntman Griffin. He's in the building. We're taking calls. Yo, make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. Keep the chat cooking. Hold on. We got another caller, but before we do that, Manuel LG with the $2. Boots moved up. Duck B. Norman. I didn't know that. I must have been in flight coming back from LA. I did not know that Eddie Hearn supposedly went or was interviewed at some point after today's press conference and said that. If he did, that sucks, because we all know the fight that I want to see in the future. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Dwayne Styles with the $2.
Eddie said Virgil's next.
Let's hope. I mean, he had a chance to fight Virgil before. He turned that down and went back down to 140, or stood at 147. Blessings, Johnny, from Dwayne Styles. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the donation. We are now 5 super chats away from our goal, but let's go to our next caller. My man Alex Vega's in the building. What's going on, my brother?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
We can. Good evening to you, my friend.
How are you guys doing? You guys doing good?
Good, man.
Fantastic,
What's
brother.
up, brother?
Now that you joined the panel, even better.
So it's funny. People talking about same day weigh-ins, but
I
you
like
just
it,
know
bro. I
they.
like it.
But I mean, we
But I
have to
respect
remember.
what Stuntman said. I do.
I mean, yeah, he made a great point. It's not just
Yeah.
that. Also, is think about guys missing weight. First of all, it's going to be increased, but most likely, and then you have less time to replace them. It's going to be
Right.
harder to replace these guys.
But let
And
me
like you
ask
said,
you a
these guys
question.
are weakened. Go ahead.
I
Go
don't want to
ahead.
cut you off. I hate doing
You already
that.
did.
That's I know, and I hate doing that. But I don't want to lose my chain of thought. But what about what H Town said that they would be fighting more closer to their weight because of the same day weigh-in, which means the likelihood of them making weight might be higher. I'm just
In the
giving you a
amateur
different
pro, all
perspective.
these
I'm just
tournaments,
giving
what
you a
has the
different
past
perspective.
shown us?
bro, there were guys that missed weight every tournament I went to. Every tournament I went to,
Even
there
on
were
the
guys
same
that
day.
yes. In amateur boxing, no matter what the level is of amateur boxing, whether it's an international bout or it's a domestic fight here in the States, the weigh-ins are same day. At the Olympics, weigh-ins are same day. At any national tournament in the U.S., weigh-ins are same day. At any club show you go to, weigh-ins are the exact same day. They're that morning. You go home, you get some food, get some water, things like that. You come back and fight. There's still guys that are missing weight.
And think about it, in the pros, when guys miss weight, there's usually financial compensation. In the amateurs, I don't know about in tournaments, but in just regular, regular shows, there's a weight allowance, and they give you they say, hey, do you still want to do it? This guy's 8 pounds difference, and you say yes or no, and you just go about your day. You know what I mean? And man, same
Yeah.
day, I'm telling you, it's like you said, like I've been around amateurs making weight, and to make the day of, it's extremely weak. I mean, I've done it one time, and it sucked to be like, all right, I want to make sure I'm under, not to eat, to go on a treadmill, to be, what I'm saying, the same day, in the morning of, to make sure you're gonna make weight. It's not cool. It's not fun.
Yeah,
To have I wait and then to replenish your body, it's like, all right, got to make sure I don't eat too much, too little.
for
I'm
sure,
worried about
100%. Sit
I'm worried
heavy on your
about,
stomach.
how I'm gonna use the bathroom in a small period of time. I mean, if I had a whole day, that is so much better. Like legit. And like he said, I could be better myself. I was sitting there worried about my energy, making sure I was sitting down, relaxing, and making sure I wasn't getting too high, too low, because I
That's
was still
another thing.
replenishing.
Well, if I mean to cut you off, brother. You can go
God damn, man, it's the cutoff voice here, boy. No, I'm just playing.
No, man. And I
cut off
hate
spot.
doing that shit, man.
No,
I
we're
can't
having a
stand it. Go ahead,
conversation,
bro.
Cut
man.
off
That's
spot.
Cook,
all
my
it
brother.
is.
Cook.
If we was in person, we'd be doing the same thing, so it's all good. But you know what? I think the best thing to do is, I don't have a second day weigh in. The IBF for 10. If we did 10% of the weight classes, 147, you can't weigh more than 14.7 the same day of the fight. I think that is a way better alternative. That way, it helps even the playing field size wise a little bit. And we don't have to worry about Canelo Alvarez rehydrating when he was at 154 all the way up to 172. Meanwhile, you're rehydrating to 163. Devin Haney coming in 26, 25 pounds allegedly with clothes on when you just put on 12 pounds. You hear people complain about it, but I think that's probably the best way to do it. It's just, is the commission going to want to do that? The I mean, I don't know exactly how it works, but I mean, we've seen Virginia allegedly have that as a statewide thing for professional boxing, and then take it away for one fight just for the guy to miss weight anyways, right? So it's never going to be perfect. It's always going to be, people are always going to cheat the system. We see it politically, we see it financially throughout the world. I don't want to say it is what it is. It's just, no matter what, it's always going to be pros and cons, people loving, people complaining. It is, yeah. In regards to the actual topic, I just don't see a world where Kambosos is going to be Hitchens. Obviously, if he hits his chin, ha ha ha, and hurts him, duh. If he he has the power of the Greek gods, sure. puncher's chance, right? But I think Hitchens, this is his weight class. He's a natural 140 pounder. Um, he's I keep hearing you. I've heard you say actually on Marco's show, which is wild. He said some crazy stuff yesterday. But you think he's a B level fighter. I disagree. I think he is a
Who's a
top level fighter.
who's a B
You,
level
sir.
fighter?
You said Hitchens is the B level fighter.
I think he's a B plus. I don't think he's
Yeah.
an A caliber fighter.
I'd agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, no, man. I think what he does is it's not it's basic, but I think he does it at a very, very high level. I think that's really what it is. There's
Okay.
still a way to beat him, sure, but everyone can be beat, and that's just what it is. I think there's we've seen it. Styles make fights. I think when he fought Lemos, that style gives him issues. But you seen Paro beat Sabril, who's an actual killer, and you see Hitchens made adjustments and took over that fight in the second half. With Kambosas is not physical like Lemos. I don't think he's as well rounded as Paro. I would say this though, he's definitely the most experienced guy he's ever been there with. But Kambosos, I mean, what people think that he's lost his last 5 fights. Even that, I mean, the Maxie Hughes, good fighter. I mean, that guy is. If you want to talk about B level fighter, we could say Maxie's a B level fighter. Still very good fighter. I mean, I wasn't trying to say you calling Hitchens a B level fighter is such a horrible thing, but no, I think Hitchens, what he does, I think he does it beautifully. 1-1-2-1s, a little bit of counter punching. Think I would like to see a little more lateral movement. He kind of works to me in straight lines back and forth, but he does it. He does it really well. I'm not looking forward to the fight. I think the card is disgustingly trash. They try to put Terramona. They moved Terramona from the Jay Apataya card to this card to get him more exposure, I guess, in the U.S. while also keeping an Australian audience. And everyone's a minus 1,000 or more favorite for good reason. Your boy Pablo's a minus 5,000. But I don't see Hitchens stopping Kambosos unless Kambosos really is just the wear and tear so much. He's the competitor and mentally strong, A level. How about that? Elite, mentally strong fighter. And I think I don't think Hitchens is gonna break his will enough. Maybe discourage him from jumping in, but yeah, I don't see him breaking him down to where Kambosos doesn't come out, or even if he gets hurt, I think Kambosos has shown you he has the perseverance to make it through tough moments. Loma's Loma. He's the Hall of Famer, even at 36, 37 years old when they fought, however old he was. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Not looking forward to one single fight on that card, and I think it's a shame. I think it shows you that Eddie Hearn is not well invested in Hitchens. He's not probably wasn't happy he beat Paro, and even if Tito Mercado was on that card, still didn't care about it. There's no matchups that makes me wonder. Okay, how does this guy work against that? There's not one thing, man. It's nasty. What is it? Andy Cruz against a guy's name I can't spell nor pronounce. No, you can only find one fight in the last 4 years on YouTube of this guy. Like that's nasty. Like
It's fair.
how does that? The sanctioning bodies are disgusting too. There's blame to go all around except for Hitchens. Is it Hitchens' fault that people haven't been able to beat him? He's been in there with decent guys, you
Hmm.
know. So and then he beats Paro. Is it Hitchens' fault that they put him Paro in Puerto Rico because it was cost efficient for Eddie Hearn? No, I think it's disgusting. They should have put that fight. If they would have put that in Australia, maybe Hitchens said no. I don't know. They could have put that in MSG. That's a that's Australians could have which flew out for that. Like I said, man, not a fight I care about. I'm tired of saying it. I guess I don't
I
really
hear
have
you.
nothing else to say. Oh, I'll say this: stop. Do not say Boots is ducking this guy, bro. Don't do it. It's not funny. It's
Thank
not
you, bro.
true.
I'm not saying it, bro. The
Thank
chat
you,
is saying it, bro.
dog.
You know what? Hold on a second. Hold
Johnny been
on.
talking crazy, bro.
Who? Me? I've been talking. Look, hey, now $5, bro. Yo, it ain't me, bro. It's the people, bro. Dollar bill, y'all. Norman is the real boogeyman. Run, Boots, run. Appreciate the $5, H-Town. I appreciate you. We are 4 super chats away from our goal. But anyway, bro, it's not just me, bro. Actually, I didn't even say it. I'm just reading chats. Y'all,
Man,
y'all.
no, man.
I haven't said a
But
word.
you're
I
busting
haven't
out your
said
pom
one word.
poms.
I haven't said. I didn't even honestly, Alex and Stuntman. I didn't even know about this him moving up to 154 because I was flying back from LA, so I didn't see that post until right now. That somebody just DM'd it to me.
I'll say
Bro,
this.
but I know
Go
Brian's
ahead.
your guy, man. I gotta talk a little bit of trash to you. You know?
Brian's my dude, but go ahead, Vega. Go ahead. We got Malcolm. Malcolm wants to step in here though. So
I'll leave off this. In regards to the boots, maybe it's the timing of it because when there was an opportunity to go 154 to see a fight that we wanted to see, it didn't come to fruition. Then he beats the living shit out of Stanionis, looked great, and now it's I can't move up. So I could understand people being looking at that and saying, well, that's a little bit funny. But yeah, man, y'all have a good night. I'll be in the chat. Shout out Malcolm. Shout out Stuntman, man. Appreciate you.
Shout outs Vega.
John
Have a
A.
good one, brother.
Vega, appreciate you. We got Malcolm. This is the first time I've ever heard your voice, but seeing your face on camera.
Yeah, man, I had to pop up, man. I got a bone to pick with you, bro. You been MIA. What's good, Griffin? Appreciate you being on, man. What's up?
What's up, big dog? How we doing,
Ebenezer.
brother?
We got
Chilling, man.
Stuntman. Just got a fight announced July 25th.
Okay.
We're gonna be all over it. Don't worry, we'll be hyping that thing up.
All right, nice. What you fighting on? Broadcast it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We'll get the information from his social media. Again, if you guys aren't following him, make sure you follow Stuntman Griffin on all platforms, including IG. And we'll start to promote that fight. He's going for his first regional title. So we're excited for him. You know, he's family here at the Hangout spot. But Malcolm, bro, I started the show like, oh my God, it's great to be back, bro. 3 days felt like 3 weeks, man. Like I was thinking about doing one from the hotel room and then the Wi-Fi. I was like, nah, you know me. I like to do
I was waiting on that, man. You was telling me about the LA shit, and then yesterday I looked and I'm like, damn, no Johnny. I'm like, what's going on? There's no Johnny on live.
We back, baby. We back like we never left tonight, though.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here today, bro. I heard some bullshit today already, man. But let me just start off with the
talk to me. What's the bullshit?
You know what I'm gonna get to, man. Come on, this is the Norman spot, man. You know what I'm about to bring up, man. But yo, let me give my predictions first before we go into that, man. With the whole Hitchens Kambosas situation. Masterclass performance. I'm just predicting that off of Hitchens. Vega brought up a lot of good points. His 1-2-1s just straight down the pipe. I just see it being an issue for Kambosos. He's going to try to make it a rugged fight. He's going to bring you the pressure. But, I feel like a lot of people, because of the whole pressure thing, they're pretty hung up on the Lemos fight and how Lemos did that. But Lemos has, like, power, and don't get me wrong. Everybody hits hard in 8-ounce gloves. Griffith, I'm pretty sure you said something about it already. I remember, I can't remember who else was on this platform. Was it Scooter? I think Scooter was saying the same thing, that everybody hits hard with 8 ounces. But Kambosos doesn't have that one-punch power that you constantly worried about. Like somebody like Matias, where you really worried about getting hit, he doesn't really have that. So Lemos had more pop, but Kambosos ain't really hitting. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see him giving Hitchens too many problems. And to be real, with Kambosos, look, he's arguably lost like 4 of his last fights of his last 5. I remember the last one he won for sure. He was supposed to lose to Maxie Hughes. Devin Haney beat him twice. Kambosos belt to ass. And I think I'm missing another one. But, I think he's a decent fighter. I don't think he's like the top of the top. And the whole T.O. win, I kind of looked at it like a fluke, but I always gave him credit for it. Just because of after, he just hasn't really showed us anything, But I do like his hand speed. I do like his combination punching, but I can't see George Kambosos giving Richardson Hitchens too much of an issue, Just between him stepping back and then just throwing a bunch of straight shots, it's just going to be a long night for Kambosos,
Sure.
Yeah, and to be real, I don't think it's a fight that we wanted. What I really wanted was for Hitchens to right his wrong with Matias. I'm not a big Hitchens fan. I fuck with him. You know, it's the New York bias in me. But I really wanted him and Matias to mix it up because I never liked how he said, "Oh, they want me to fight. I don't want to fight Matias in Puerto Rico." And then all of a sudden, you double back and you fight Leon Pato in Puerto Rico. You know, so never made any sense to me. Hopefully, this man could beat Puello and they can mix it up. If he loses to Puello, it's over. We're never gonna get that fight because then Hitchens got something to say about that. Andy Cruz also got a fight. I had no idea. I don't know who he's fighting. He's probably gonna win, and he needs to step it up in competition after that. That's all I really gotta say. I don't know what else is on that undercard.
Man,
If
they're gonna
y'all have
bite
an idea,
Keyshawn Davis' name the whole time that Andy Cruz fight is on.
they are. Is he gonna move up? Hey, if I'm Andy Cruz, look, Keyshawn's probably gonna move up to 140 more than likely. Do a David Morrell, man. Chase that smoke and move up to 140 and try to catch a fight with him, man. Because at this point, you guys are in two different trajectories. I do like that you're calling them out, and there's some substance because of the amateurs, but you're gonna have to chase the smoke. And while we might hate Andy Cruz for always calling him out, the A side of this situation is Keyshawn Davis. If I'm Keyshawn Davis, I get it was the amateurs. You got that one up on me. Let me just whoop your ass real quick. That could be my tune-up fight for 140. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to him ultimately to make that fight. But if he don't want to make that fight, he doesn't want to make that fight. So Boots moving up. Oh man, the Norman spot, bro. Look,
Listen,
I don't look at it,
whoa,
bro.
whoa, like Tree says, whoa.
Hey,
I just want to point something out. All right, I just want to point one thing out. I didn't mention Norman at all. That's y'all in the chat that brought him up.
I
didn't say anything about. I haven't even gave my comments on. Damn, this dude's moving up to duck my guy. I haven't said that. I haven't said that yet. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you speak.
It's a bunch of what's the soundbite? It's a bunch of nasty bullshit, whatever that is. So, all right, that's on me, bro. Yeah, this is nasty, bro. To be real, man, when it's kind of sad what we've come to with Boots and Norman because everybody's gonna pick a side now. This is kind of similar to Bud and Errol in a sense to me because people can't like either fighter without disliking the other one. I'm part of the problem. I have a little bit of Norman hate in me, but I actually like Norman Jr. I hear him talk and I fuck with him, Now, to say Boots is ducking Norman, they did have negotiations on the table, if I'm right, or somebody brought something up. We already see what happened the first time with the Norman shit and the whole contracting, and it just didn't work out. Like, Norman wanted more money. Now you're going to Japan. Eddie Hearn had talks with them about it. They said they wanted to wait till after their fight, And now all of a sudden Boots is moving up. But there was a lot of criticism on Boots' end. Everybody was talking about how he looked like a fucking skeleton, how he looked like Devin Haney in his last fight at 135 in the weigh-in. So I can't really be too hard on him about it, And then now he's looking a little more healthier, popping up on the courtside games and all that shit. Those weight cuts be different. Like, I've never experienced any kind of weight cut like that. I had like 2 amateur fights, and you could at least, damn man, he got off, man. He's the perfect man to speak on this. But you see, you're given a certain like weight limit. You could go around and play around with the weights, but when it comes to you trying to make a weight exactly, and then you got to cut all that water, I'm pretty sure it's exhausting. And Boots got a big frame, man. He's a big guy, so if he feels like he needs to move up, then it's all fair play. The Norman fight is what? Is next month?
No, it's next week, next Thursday, the 19th.
Oh, shit, it's next week.
Woo. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, so it's next week. Yeah.
And to your point, something that you touched on with the whole offer and them wanting to wait till after this fight was over. They would have, obviously they have to take care of business, right? He has to beat Jin Sasaki. He's well aware of that, which is the reason why he doesn't get caught up into that. Well, I want to sign a deal to fight this dude next. No, I got to beat this guy first. So Norman Jr. has this old school mentality. We ain't doing that. Now, I beat this dude. You call me 5 minutes after that, and you offer me that deal, and I will, and we will negotiate, and we will try to make that happen because he wants that fight to happen. That I do know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not too opposed to it, man. And I feel the biggest issue here is Boots does not talk enough. Everything is just off of Eddie Hearn. It's the same shit with the almost said Victor Ortiz. The same thing with the Virgil Ortiz situation. He barely spoke on it, and then he waited last minute. It looked like an episode of Cheaters when he was in the car, and then he's talking about, yeah, I had no aware, I wasn't aware of anything. I wasn't on social media, and it's like, yo, bro, everybody's on social media. I know you get Twitter notifications. I know you get Instagram notifications. And if he's moving up right now, like he hasn't talked about anything prior. We know that you want to, unify, and you've been trying to do that. Maybe you're at a point where it's like, yo, you just feel like you can't make weight that long. But it's also a bad look because now if Eddie Hearn was trying to negotiate for a fight, even if Brian Norman would have took the deal, that timeline never changed. If you get what I'm saying, like whether you took the deal or not, they got this next fight next week. Why move up now? And so
Again, Malcolm, which
it's
tells
hard
me,
for me to defend this guy, bro. It's really hard for me to defend Boots sometimes.
but you're trying to defend something that really can't be defended. That's why it's hard. Keep it real. Like, this is not even the fanboy in me. Chat, viewers, just look at it, right? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, Eddie wants to get Norman's signature on a contract for a potential fight against Boots in September, October, and November. They say, we don't want to do that today, but we'll do it right after the Jin Sasaki fight if we win. Now, all of a sudden, this dude is moving up. Like, was the real intention to make that fight happen? It just doesn't look like it ever was. Boots, regardless of what people say, he's a special fighter. He's a unified champion. I don't take anything away from him, but the fact is, and this is fact, he has never, ever mentioned, he doesn't mention Norman's name in a potential fight. And that will be a unification fight in the same division against a guy who most people are going to consider in the boxing world as a rival, right? So I'm not understanding, like, the whole Boots Norman talk is always coming from the Norman side. And they get criticized for it, but they want that fight. It's a big fight. It's a unification fight, but it doesn't seem like the Boots side of the fence wants it. I'm just giving you public. We live in a world, guys. We live in a world of public perception. And I'm just giving you what is perceived. The guy didn't want to fight Virgil Ortiz, didn't want to move up to 154 when he had the opportunity to do so, to fight Virgil Ortiz on that big card that Virgil ended up fighting Majimov, right? No, I'm going to stay at 147. I'm going to try to unify. He stays at 147. He cooks Stanionis, the best performance of his career. I give him that. Boots is a gifted fighter. But now there's an opportunity for Norman to do what he needs to do and then to unify titles, and he's moving up. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I think they definitely should have
That's all
waited
I'm
to
saying.
see how but I agree because I didn't really think about it. And I think they brought up Norman's name to him once and he kind of like brushed it off. I think it was on his last fight. So
no, he gets agitated. He so you know how Tank gets agitated.
I was gonna say that with Shakur's name. Why are you gonna?
That's how. Right, yeah. For some reason, which I don't understand, I never understood that one either, because we're only talking about a guy in your division who's also a champion, and we want you guys to unify, right? 1 and 1A. We want to see who's the best in the division. They get annoyed when people are bringing up fights that obviously are great fights in their own division. Boots, it looks like he gets annoyed. And then when they brought up Boots of Norman's name in the press conference, well, Norman's not good. He's not even good. So then fight him. So then what's the problem? Then fight him. You're going to get a strap out of it. He's willing to go to your hometown to do it. In fact, he told me he wants that fight in Philly. And you know what I told him? There's something wrong with you. Because he's just built different. He likes to go to people's backyard. He's going to defend his title in Jin Sasaki's backyard. When I was like, why? Why not make him come here?
My bad, Johnny, to cut you off, bro. It's just kind of nasty now, man, because I think in the ideal situation, he would have just waited for this fight. Then they would have spoke. And it's funny because I was always thinking like, yo, the Normans were going to outprice themselves. But we should have got to that situation. And then if y'all couldn't make some kind of deal, then you just move up or whatever. Because that WBC route, I'm going to keep saying it. As much as people think Pacquiao's going to fight Tank, I'm pretty sure that winner is going to fight Devin just because of Devin being number one and he's in a good standing with WBC. I stand by that. And then we might potentially get Devin versus Norman, but Yeah, man, it's kind of hard for me to defend Boots sometimes, man. Boots is I don't know, but he needs to start talking more. That's like his main point. He doesn't talk enough. He's too quiet. So we're just left to just spectate and just assume, and it's not. It's kind of looking like a bad look. It is gonna look like a bad look. People couldn't look at it from either direction and spin whatever narrative. And then when it came to the Ortiz situation, I always looked at it like a duck when it came to that because prior to that, he was saying that he was thinking about moving to 154. He said that, and then all of a sudden it was, oh, I want to unify, and then at least he unified after. But I always held that as a duck. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see, bro. That's kind of nasty, man. I might have to look into it, but it's looking bad for Boots, bro. It's looking bad for
Again,
Boots. I
I'm
don't.
just giving you public perception. That's all, guys. This is
Nah,
what it
man.
looks like. If we're gonna have
Nah,
that
I
same
gotta.
energy for other fighters, we gotta have it for all fighters. And I'm not gonna sit here and say he's ducking Norman. I'm not gonna do that. I don't think he's ducking Norman, but I will tell you this: that there's something there. There's for some reason, and I don't know what it is. He doesn't have an interest in fighting Norman, which to me makes absolutely zero sense. When it's
I
in
have
my
him
opinion,
beating
the best
Norman
fight to
too.
make
Like
at
I see him
147.
beating this man,
I'm
and
sure a
it's
lot
not
of
off of
people are
no
going to have
hate,
him. A
just
lot
off
of
of
people, no, I
style.
get it. A lot of people, I know that. A lot of people are going to have him beating Norman. But let's make it happen. Let's find out. That's
Yeah,
that's my
man.
take on it. But whatever. I mean, it doesn't see. But I will tell you one thing, and I'm gonna leave everybody with this. Brian Norman Jr. told me that fight will happen, whether it's at 147 now, next year, or at 154 down the road. It has to happen because it's a fight he wants.
I agree. Most of the time we get move. Most of the time we get the fights that we want, but it just be later. There's just certain fights we never got, like Andre Ward and Triple G. We're probably never gonna get Canelo and David Benavidez. Like the Mayweather and Paul Williams. So hopefully we get this because that's actually a fight that I'd love to watch from like a stylistic standpoint. But damn, is there anything else, man? I don't even want to talk about the Keyshawn Davis shit right now because
Nah, I
I
mean
missed that one. Yeah, I missed that
we
one.
we 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 cooked on that one
Yeah,
Sunday night, man. That was a good
yeah,
show. Hopefully you got a chance to check that out.
I
Shout
got
out
to
to
watch it, bro. But that man let me down, bro. So
yeah,
hey,
that
man,
was
shout
ugly.
outs to the Hangout spot. You feel me? I appreciate you for being back, bro. I had to call in, man. Norman spot in full effect. He just cooked me. Defending his guy.
I'm just
Nah,
giving
but
you public perception, brother. I'm just giving you what if I wasn't a fan of box, let's say I was a casual and I wasn't a Norman or Boots guy. I'm just giving you a perception that I see by the way I'm looking at it. That's
nah,
all.
you valid though, bro.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean
fucking with you, man.
that's all I'm doing, bro. I feel special that not only you came on, but you got your camera on for a brother, and you got the Kanichis, bro.
Yeah.
Shout
Oh,
out
you
to the
see that, right?
Kanichis.
Hey,
I
listen,
see
if
it,
you
and they sound really good, bro.
dude, yeah, I'm glad I spent that 60 for the raffle, bro. Hey man, I tell y'all should invest in these shits in the gym too. They clean.
I took
But
those to
yo,
LA. I took those to LA.
and they worked like a charm, right?
I
Voice
was gonna go
tones,
live. I was
phone
actually
calls,
gonna go
everything.
live with them. I was gonna go live from the hotel, but I didn't really trust the Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, that hotel Wi-Fi be I should be
Yeah, I
iffy,
wasn't
bro.
really feeling it, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow. We're going back to the studio. We home. I feel so good doing this show.
All right. Hey, shout outs to you, Johnny. The last thing I was gonna say, I got a good tip for you, bro, right?
Cook.
You should have this thing on your intro. You need a soundbite. You watch The Shining? You ever watch that horror movie?
Yeah, with
Where the dude comes
Oh,
in, here's Johnny. You need that, bro. You need that little soundbite when you come on, bro. You need that soundbite. You know how
Okay.
Ryan got the little sick shit? We just need that, bro. So whenever you pop up on the shows, we just hear that. Here's Johnny. I'm telling you, bro.
Oh, I like that. Yo, consider that done. I'm gonna work on that. I like that. That I do
Nah,
like.
that shit clean, though, bro. That shit clean.
Nah,
I be
that's
wanting
dope.
to say that as soon as I come in and I see you, I'm like, here's Johnny.
That's dope. I like
But
that.
it don't
man.
fit me, bro. But
My
hey,
brother.
shout outs to you, bro. Niggas gotta get ready for work in a few and shit. So I had to tune in. I'm gonna keep tuning in the rest of the show, and then I'll catch the earlier playback, man. Shout outs to the Hangout spot. Shout outs to the community, man. I'll holla at y'all.
All right, my brother. Malcolm is in the building, bro, or was in the building. He's getting ready to go to work. Appreciate the call in, guys. I'm taking calls, man. I'm taking calls, and I'm telling you right now, man. I'm willing to go overtime tonight I mean, I missed 3 full days of work.
It smelled like a toilet full of nasty ass shit, okay?
And I was struggling in LA, bro. Because I'm like, damn, man, I'm missing my lives. There's so much shit going on. We had Canelo and Bud that got announced, taking place on Netflix. So my biggest question, when I heard that was, is this a good thing or a bad thing, bro? Like, why Netflix? Is Turkey trying to outdo Jake Paul, Mike Tyson viewers, which is, in my opinion, going to be extremely difficult? I mean, how many homes did Tyson and Paul stream on? Over what, 60 million homes? The shit crashed. Remember, we were doing a live fight chat on the Boxing Voice. Shout out to the Boxing Voice and the family, my brother Ness. And everybody's stream crashed. I don't know if that'll be able to outdo the amount of views that Jake did with Paul. But why? Why Netflix? Why not chose to do this on pay-per-view? I don't know. Maybe it's just me overthinking it. Why choose to go with Dana White as the promoter? There's just so many different questions that I had about this whole Canelo Crawford September 13th. Where is it going to happen? I believe it's going to happen in Vegas. I heard Oscar De La Hoya today did a 6.5-minute clapback for his clapback Thursday. I actually want to play a little bit of that because he kind of shit on that whole thing, as well as Dana White being the promoter, saying that supposedly, and again, forgive me, guys. I'm just getting caught up, man. I was out of the loop for the last 3 days, especially today. Today, I was basically in the airport early morning. I didn't walk into my house until about an hour and change before I started this live. So I really don't know what the hell's going on today, but supposedly that Canelo Bud card will be during the day or something like that. And because they have a UFC event in the evening in Vegas or something like that. That's crazy, if you ask me. But a lot for me to be able to catch up on. We are 3 super chats. We are 3 super chats shy of our 10 super chat goal, y'all. Help a brother get there. We got Attorney Bailey with the $5. I gotta hold on. I gotta throw on the woo. I gotta throw on the woo for that, AB. Tool, skill set, make fighter ability to use in all fights, put boots on a level. Same with Crawford, in a way, Hitchens, not their rep is earned, not given. I hear that. All these fighters have very, very special attributes. Nobody's arguing that, which is the reason why we want to see them in there against other special fighters. Absolutely. That's what we want as fight fans. You feel me? But no, AB, again, kicking knowledge up in the game. I did not know that Boots moved up to 154. That is a nasty ass look, if you ask me.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
What's going on? Norman told me he's ready to sign that contract as soon as the Jin Sasaki fight is over next Thursday morning. Let's get it popping, baby.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
For real. Stock Chasers in the building. What's going on, my brother? You doing a live chat for Brian Norman 7:15 on Thursday? Probably, bro. Hell yeah, I'm gonna be up. We can do a live fight chat. If y'all want to get up there with me and make that happen, we could definitely make that happen. My brother H-Town is back for some more smoke. What up, H-Town?
Yo, Johnny, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Let's get the full Norman spot going on, bro. Cause that's my dog.
Let's go. Why this dude is moving up and not willing to wait a week? Because again, the fight is next week.
Hold on, let's put the whole case down of the so-called phenom of boxing, the greatest thing since Roy Jones Jr., as his fans like to say. Number one, he dug Bud. Bud pulled Bosey's card live on air. He said, "Yeah, they decided to go a different route." Then they're like, "What's up with the Virgin smoke? Let's do it at 154." He said, "I'm not ready to go to 154." That was just what? Was that early this year or late last year?
That fight card took place on that. Remember that whole thing in February?
Yeah. Okay, so it was early this year.
Yeah, the 6 main events or whatnot.
Yeah, and he stated multiple times, "I'm at 147. I want to undispute." Last time I checked, Brian Norman was part of that undisputed chase, right? So he so-called gives Brian Norman an offer when they're both just a champion. They're at the same exact spot. Boots ain't this goddamn star people want to make him out to be yet. Not yet. Has the potential to be, but is not yet that star people. Let's say his fans say he is. Him and Brian Norman Jr. were on the same damn spot when that fight was supposed to take. They didn't want to negotiate with the Normans. The Normans didn't say, we don't want to fight. They said, let's talk numbers. They said, no, one number, that's it. That don't sound like that's a guy that wants to fight. You know, that sounds like that's a guy that wants to say, hey, I made an offer. Now you can't say I'm ducking because I said I offered. That's like saying, hey, Johnny, I'm going to sell you my car, but at $500,000 only. And the car's only worth 20.
You don't really want to sell it.
Exactly. I don't really want to sell you my car. I'm just letting you know that way you can't ask me if you want to buy the car. I'll be like, I already made you an offer, bro. You didn't want it. Then he still says, I want to dispute. And this is we're already going down to the middle of this year. You know, now he says, okay, I'm gonna give Jensen Saki my full attention and respect, like every fighter should do. Every opponent they have, I'll come back and we'll negotiate and we'll make this fight. Is what Brian Norman said. Now all of a sudden he can't make 147 no more, and he's going to 154. What I tell y'all, Boots fans, your chance to get Brian Norman Jr. is right now. You give that man a couple more fights, and he's gonna knock out your boy. You gotta get him now. Get him now while he's young. He still might make mistakes. This kid is only getting better and better, and y'all guys are gonna be sitting there mad, like when Tarver beat Roy Jones Jr. Y'all gonna be like, I don't know what happened. He was the phenom, and this guy's only getting older. And when you get older, that twitchiness starts going away. You know, what are you doing, man? You got to make this fight this year, next year, the latest. Wait any longer. That's it, bro. It ain't going to be no 50 fight. Norman's going to have the advantage. And y'all going to see, man, Brian Norman is the truth, man. That kid's a dog, road warrior, willing to go shit in your backyard and say, what the hell you going to do about it? Man, if you don't love that kid, I don't know what you want in a fighter. Everybody else making excuses. Why? Well, I can't fight in Saudi. I can't fight here. I can't fight there. You know, even Floyd would only fight it only in Vegas at the end of his career. You know, Brian Norman Jr. said, I'll go fight you in your backyard. Let's do it. Come on, man. If you don't love that kid, Johnny, I don't know who you want to love. Know what I mean?
I agree.
That's crazy, man.
I agree.
You can't let these Booth fans just, come up here and just start lying, man, and just pretending they made a so-called offer and now, that Norman duck, man. That ain't no duck, man. That ain't no real offer. Now, if he was undisputed, I'd understand because you're bringing all those belts. I understand a small-ass offer because you're coming with real legacy. You know what I mean? But he wasn't coming with no real legacy, man. They were the same. Each one was a champ, and they were going to unify. It's a unification. He ain't coming with two belts. He was coming with one. No, Johnny. So, man, that's all I got to say, man. Norman Spot's in the building. Team Norman. Hey, it is what it is. We'll see if they ever get it on because he'll probably go to 160 when Norman goes to 154. And then be like, that's all I can make. I'm out of here. He'd probably be like, you know what? I'll retire. They're going to put that Norman they're going to put on the protection plan, man. Keep him away from Norman. It's going to be like they kept Earl away from Bud. You know, it is what it is, Johnny. And these fans don't like it. They're going to talk. But we'll see. We'll see. Eddie ain't going to get rid of his only cash cow. He ain't got no other cash cows. He got to protect that boy with everything. Keep him away from Norman. You know, watch, man. We'll see. We'll be complaining about not getting this fight. I'm out.
My man. Yo. Y'all, listen. No, we're not. Let me speak for myself, man. I'm not taking anything away from Boots, man. I'm not taking anything away from Boots. I think Boots is a tremendous fighter. But I question his desire to fight Brian Norman Jr., and I don't know why. And I'm not going to sit here and be that dude that says he's ducking him But for some apparent reason, the desire isn't there. And I don't know why. I just don't get it. And for the people that feel that Boots cooks Norman, I can respect that. And in my opinion, you better fight Norman now that he's 24. Because once this dude, and I'm telling you, I've seen him spar, I've seen him hit. Once this dude realistically enters into his prime and his man strength, 27, 28, I don't know, man. I don't know. But lots of shit going down. Yeah, I know y'all calling me Norman Jr., Johnny Norman, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I'm a fan of Brian Norman Jr., but again, I'm giving y'all, but y'all don't want to give me any credit for what I'm saying. Let's talk about public perception. Don't we live in a world of perception? Right? We got to have that same energy. We have it for other fighters who we say are ducking other fighters. And again, I'm not going to use the word duck, but public perception is clear and obvious that the fight between Boots and Norman is only more interested on the Norman side than on the Boots side. They want that fight more than the Boots people do, or at least. And again, and if correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't heard Boots say not one interview that he would like that smoke with Brian Norman Jr. to unify titles. I'm just saying. And I know what y'all gonna say. This is the Norman spot, whatever. DC3, my guy.
Straight cash, homie.
What's going on with the $2 super chat? What's going on, DC3? Welcome back, bro. I haven't seen you in a minute in the chat. Go to sleep, H-Town. Go from channel 2 to channel 8. What up, DC3, my guy, bro? My guy, salute to all my people in the chat that are rocking out with your boy Johnny at the Hangout spot on a Thursday night. We are back at it. We were a little bit in a hiatus the last 3 days. We were out traveling for the day job in LA. We were not able to do a live show from the hotel. I was going to do one, but then I kind of backtracked a little bit. I wanted to get back to the studio, bro. This is where it's at. This is where the magic happens in the Hangout spot, bro. And I'm happy to be back. I am happy to be back at the Hangout spot. We got hella fights going on this weekend. Kambosas against Hitchens for the the IBF 140-pound title. But somehow we kind of changed this thing around to a Boots versus my guy Brian Norman Jr. Fight that probably now will never happen because Boots is now moving to 154. And I just found out about that in the chat today because I was literally in the airport, on the plane, coming back home. I didn't get back into my house until about an hour and change before I started this show. So I didn't know what the hell was going on. So again, anything that I'm hearing about Boots and Norman, I'm hearing from y'all. So shout out to the family, bro. Shout out to the family. We are actually about 2 super chats shy from our goal. Help a brother out. And things are about to get spicy right now because we got my man Stock Chasers on the check-in. What's going on, my brother?
Yo, Johnny, what up? What's going on?
Chilling, bro. What's going on?
Chilling. I just had to step out, man, because, I was laying down and all that. But I'm like, yo, listen, man, Boots ain't ducking Norman. We saw him on his last fight, man. He was looking like Skeletor. He can't make 147 anymore. It's that simple. So Boots is an avid professional when it comes to his craft. So we're doing the right thing, and we're going up to 154 to handle business with all those guys up there. Ain't no problem with that. I think, there was that. Let this thing pass by. There was that small window where the fight could have been made. But that contract was signed with Sasaki, and that's how that went. But come on, man. Don't none of y'all believe that Boots
I didn't say
is ducking Brian Norman. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. Ain't no goddamn way.
I didn't say it, but can I
I know,
ask
I
you a
know, I know.
question?
H-Town. I'm talking to H-Town, man. H-Town, come up here capping. I got on the show. First comment I saw was his super chat talking about this, that, and the fourth. H-Town, you gotta stop, baby. You gotta stop. Boots ain't ducking nothing, man.
Can
Boots
I
ain't
ask you a
ducking no
question?
smoke.
Can
Talk to
I
me,
ask you a
talk to me.
question?
Yeah.
If we weren't talking Boots and Norman, and we were talking two other fighters, based on what's been happening, and I'm talking about public perception,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be saying that other fighter that we put in that Boots category is ducking that fighter that we'd be putting in that Norman category. Keep it real.
And public perception would be, yeah, like we would look at it that way if we all didn't see Boots come on the scale in his last fight
Okay.
looking crazy.
Okay.
I mean, he looked crazy. So, you know, I mean, I had kind of brought it up before in my past calls. Like, I mean, I'm not surprised he moved up to 154. I saw that coming. I mean, he was, you could visibly see that he was struggling to make 147, and that's a 7-pound difference. So, you know, that's 7 pounds of comfortability now. That's 7 pounds he don't got to leave at the scales. He could bring with him to the ring. So, I think we're gonna see more fireworks from Boots, man. Better performances, better knockouts. I mean, for sure. That's where I'm at with Boots. But nah, man. Listen, I'm very intrigued by this Brian Norman fight. And listen,
Which
man.
one next week? Next week?
Oh hell yeah! I want to see that Jin Sasaki fight, man. Listen, the apparently Vegas. I mean, the odds aren't even that crazy. It's like minus 200 to plus 250. Like it's not too crazy apart. Like in boxing talk, we're talking about a close fight. We're not talking. I mean, like we're not talking about he's a minus 1,000 favorite. Like Vegas don't see it that way, and I think it has to do with the traveling. He's going overseas. I mean, I don't know if Vegas knows about what you filled this in with the no drug testing or whatever the case may be, which is crazy. But nah, man, I like Brian Norman. I do. I like Brian Norman. I've seen him jump on. But I like him. He's a savage in the ring as well. So, but that Jin Sasaki dude, man, he's a little spicy, bro. I think he's willing to get knocked out to take chances. So it's
He
gonna
gonna
be
come
an
to fight,
interesting
bro.
fight.
He gonna
That's
come
a
to
fact.
fight. You right. You right.
That's a
You
fact.
absolutely right. He gonna come to fight.
That's a fact. So yeah, man. The only thing Thursday, 7:15 in the morning. I mean, I'm probably gonna be in the middle of doing things during my day, but I'm still gonna tap in. So if I can't watch the actual fight, which I would love to do, but I'll probably be like in the middle of working. Like I could definitely have you in my ear if you do that live chat though. So you gotta do that live fight chat, man.
Yeah, I think so. That you brought up a good point. I didn't even think about it to this, until you brought it up. But yeah, I'll probably go live. I'll probably go live for that. I'll get up extra early and I'll do something live. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be fire. Now moving on, with the Richardson, Hitchens, and Kambosas. Listen, I'm not gonna hold you, man. I'm rooting for Kambosas, bro. I
Okay.
am. I really don't like Hitchens. I just don't like the way. You know what it is? I don't
You
know
from
what
New
it is,
York though? How the fuck?
bro. No, listen, my mom. I mean, excuse my language, but nobody fuck with Hitchens out here, bro. He ain't ringing
Word?
bells like Balanga. He ain't ringing
Okay.
bells like Balanga. Like, bro, he could
I
walk
ain't been
down the
in New
street.
York in
People ain't
years.
gonna,
Yeah, I'm taking you. I ain't been in New York in years, bro.
bro, Hitchens could walk down the street. Ain't nobody gonna know who that cat is. I'm being honest with you. He got a lot
Okay.
of work to do. He got a lot of work to do. That's why, like, in the press conference, man, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. That press conference was type fire. Got a little crazy, but yo, shout outs to, is that Kambosas' dad? Cause he was wilding in
Yeah,
that press
yeah.
conference, bro.
Jim, bro. That's Jim, bro. Jim
Yeah.
Jim be talking that
Yo.
shit, bro.
Yo, he was wilding, bro. Homie went and grabbed the chair and all that. They couldn't even do a face off, bro. Eddie Hearn was like, "Nah, we're gonna say that for the weigh-in, bro. We ain't even
They ain't
taking no
fucking that
chances."
bag up. They ain't fucking his cut up.
That's a fact. But Kambosas was funny as hell. Yo, I got dudes out here too. Yo, where your dudes at? But the and
I
nah,
heard that.
listen, my question is, what the fuck was Bill Haney doing at the press conference? Like, am I missing something, or he was just showed up?
Bill Haney's everywhere, bro. You know, he trying to spice up. You got to remember, he looking for the next big fight. And now that
Yeah.
the Theo thing fell down the drain, you know, maybe a potential Hitchens and Haney fight is something that he's looking at. Which, if you Bill, I mean, and you know, Hitchens is not a big puncher. So,
Yeah.
you know, Haney will be the obvious bigger guy because Haney is on the cusp of moving to 147. It might be an intriguing fight from the Haney side. Hitchens wants that smoke. He went back and forth with Bill. Bill's just trying to play promoter, bro. Bill's doing what Bill does, bro. I give him props, bro. This motherfucker's everywhere, bro. I'm trying to get him up in here. We trying to get him up in the hangout spot. We working on that as we speak, by the way.
Yeah, yo, Bill, yo, that's my dude though, bro. And he live out here now, I heard. So it is what it is. But nah, I mean, Hitchens talk. He talking too much. Talking, yeah, bro. You can't fuck with Devin, bro. Stop it. You ain't fucking with Devin, bro. Stop it. Stop it. But yeah, man. Like, look, man. Like my brain knows Hitchens, but my heart, I got Kambosos, bro. Like I would want him to do some crazy things in the ring. But the thing about it is, like, how many you know, like how many underdog stories can you have in one career? He already had a real big one, so
yeah,
I don't know, man. that Teal's gonna be one for the history books, but
yeah,
for sure. But yeah, man, listen, thanks for having me. Salute to the
always
chat.
welcome, brother. You family, bro. Keep calling in, my guy.
Yo, appreciate you as always, brother. Have a good night.
You already
I'll
know,
be in the
man.
chat. I'll be in the chat though.
Yes, sir. My man Stock Chasers came up in here. That's what I'm saying, bro. Call in, y'all. Call in. Talk y'all shit, man. If y'all think I'm the Norman spot, call in. Talk y'all shit. I know Alberto gonna call in right now to talk his shit. Alberto is in the check-in. What's up, my brother? Oh, I hear echo. I just heard me in the background.
What's up, Donnie? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, champ? I hear me in the background, though.
Hold up.
If you guys haven't smashed, because we're not even pressing the like button, we smashing that bad boy, bro. Make sure you guys do so, please, man. It's free, and it helps me grow the channel. We got to get this channel out to other boxing fans so they know
Can you
we
hear me,
rock
Johnny?
out. Yeah. Give me 1 second so they know we rock out. Weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight we got a late start, but we are back from LA. The hangout spot is back like they never left. Alberto, what's going on? You on the check-in, bro. Talk to me.
Yo, what's good, Johnny? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. What's the topic? Is it Tio still? Is it Norman? Is it Hitchens?
Well, it kind of switched. It kind of flipped over a couple of times. And yo, shout out before I let you cook, Alberto. Shout out. I just want the chat to shout out my guy Ebenezer Stuntman Griffin, 5-0, for coming up in here and taking calls with me and giving his fight breakdown. More importantly, giving us a perspective of a professional fighter, bro. Young, up and coming. Y'all know he's family here at the Hangout Spot. He was here. He listens all the time, and he's always welcome on the panel. He was here earlier cooking with us. He's got a fight July 25th. Make sure you check him out on social media. The link to where the fight is going to be played is on there, but we got a long way to go, so I'm going to be hyping that up for him as well. So I just wanted to shout him out. But yeah, Alberto, to answer your questions, the live is about Hitchens Kambosas preview, but we started talking about a little TO. We started talking about Boots moving up to 154. People are saying that he's ducking Norman Jr. I didn't say it. They started it, but of course, I ran with it. So, a little bit of everything, bro. So wherever you want to go, you can go, bro. Cook.
Yeah, I'll just go over like I guess there's like a topic list. I'll just kind of quickly give my opinion on like each of them. Yeah, the dude you had on earlier, Johnny, he was cool. Yeah, he was real knowledgeable and stuff. So yeah, I really appreciated that. I think he was saying though, didn't he say that Boots has been making welterweight since he was like 15, 16? Like since an adolescent?
Yeah, he did say something like that. Yep.
Yeah, no, so I don't think it's a duck that he's moving up, but it's just there's nothing for him at 147. There's no real big money fights, So I don't view it as a duck for Boots to move up to 154. If anything, Johnny, you gotta talk to your boy Norman Sr. Tell him like if they really want the fight, they should go up to 154. Because he was saying that they're going to be at 147 for a while. And, there's been rumblings that Boots is going to move up. So I think he said that strategically. Like, I don't think they really want the smoke, Johnny. But that's just my opinion. I know you got your ties, your allegiances.
Everybody's got don't worry about me, bro. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, bro. We don't do that here, bro. Everybody's got a voice here at the Hangout spot, bro.
Yeah, and so I would love to see them mix it up. I would have to favor Boots. I just think he has more tools in his toolbox. I know Norman can crack. He's a dog, but it'd be a hell of a fight. I would love to see it as a boxing fan, first and foremost. And then I guess the Kambosos card. Yeah, I don't know, Johnny. I feel like I might just pull a Marco, just watch the highlights. It's gonna be a boring ass unanimous decision. It's gonna go 12 rounds, no knockdowns, no real like action. Yeah, I just don't like that style, Johnny. You know what I mean? I don't like that just running around the ring and not really delivering a lot of action to us. Is there anyone good on the undercard, Johnny? Have you got a chance to like check out the card?
So
I think Cruz, right?
Yeah,
The Olympian.
Andy Cruz. Yeah, Andy Cruz is fighting Mashiro. I don't even know how to pronounce his first name. He's 17-1-1 with 6 KOs. He's from Japan. He's a Japanese guy. Don't know much about him. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You got my guy Pablo Valdez, pretty boy Pablo Valdez. He'll be on the undercard as well against Cesar Diaz. I think that's gonna be a pretty good action-packed scrap for as long as it lasts. Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with Vega. I mean, Tito Mercado was on the card, but he had to pull out due to injury. I gotta agree with Vega, man. The card itself is not yeah, it doesn't really excite me.
Yeah. I might just, Father's Day weekend, maybe I'll just put this on the back burner. But if you go live, I'll check in. It's always a good time, with the community and stuff. Yeah, just kind of underwhelming, Johnny. Is there any like real exciting cards? Like that one doesn't really move me. Do we got anything good next week, Johnny, or this is kind of stale?
The week after that, nah, I think shit starts to cook in July. If
Or like
I'm not,
Pac-Man, right?
Well, you got a shitload of stuff. You got July 11th. You got the Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor card, which is all female, but I'm looking forward to that main event.
Hell yeah.
The next night, you got the big card in Queens with Berlanga Shiraz, Shakur Zapata, Puello against Matias.
Hey, yo, Johnny, no, sorry, not to cut you off, but that card I seen online. They're saying that like 80% of the tickets are still there. So like, what's up? Like Berlanga ain't a draw in New York, huh?
I don't know, man. Where did you see that?
I just seen a picture. Yeah, I saw a picture circulate. Maybe someone will drop the link. Yeah, they showed like the map, Johnny. Like they haven't moved not even like 20% of the tickets for that card.
That's actually, I mean, it's more than Berlanga. That's actually a really good card, man. Even David Morrell is fighting that top 10 Kataev on that card as well. Nah, that's a good card, man. I mean, I don't know anything about the tickets. I have not really looked at that, but on paper, that card is going to be dope.
You're going out for it, right? I think you said you were covering it for TBV, right?
More than likely, I will probably be out there.
Oh, hell yeah, Johnny.
Yeah, we will see. Yep.
Well, that's pretty much all I got, Johnny. Appreciate you. I'll let the other people get on.
Appreciate
Keep up the great work.
Guy. Yes, sir. Alberto was in the building. Appreciate the call in. Y'all, check it out, man. Call in, man. We working overtime. I see y'all. Jersey Bob, I see you. Yup, we working late tonight. We started late. We actually started late. We started at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I didn't get home until like, 8:30 from the airport. We missed 3 full days. The last show we did was on Sunday night, and we cooked. We cooked over 3.5 hours. I had some banging co-hosts. Shout out to 1212 Sports Society. She cooking it up. She great. We had her on as a co-host. We had my man Chad from Canada. He jumped on. We had great callers. Vega jumped on. Ryan from the 6, Boxing Talk Up North, he jumped on. We had some great conversation and calls around this whole Keyshawn Davis fiasco of a weekend. That show cooked. And then from there, I was out in LA, so we didn't do anything Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So tonight we back. And that's what I'm saying. I'm willing to work some overtime, but I'm not trying to talk by myself. Shout out to Ebenezer Stuntman Griffin, 5-0 prospect at 154, who came on the panel earlier. We were cooking. We were taking some calls. He's going to be fighting July 25th. Shout out to you, champ, if you are still listening. He was actually sparring today. Came out and joined me, man, to talk that boxing shit. This is how we do it up. Smash that like button, y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button. And more importantly, man, we are this close, y'all. We about 40 some odd subscribers away from 2K. Nice round number we trying to get to, man. Help a brother get there. Let's not forget, bro. Next week, we back to a normal schedule. We're going to do a show on Sunday, more than likely. Father's Day show. That's right, to recap what happened on Saturday. This is how we do it up. And then we going back to a normal schedule Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's not forget, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we got the legend, the voice of boxing, Jim Lampley, will be live here at the Hangout spot. Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
In fact, can I get an air horn? Jim Lampley's going to be live and direct, man. He just came out with a new book, which we have here. It Happened. Jim Lampley's new book. My brother looked out, and he's going to be here. He's going to be here. And you know how we do it up here at the Hangout spot with the interviews, bro. It's going to be fire. We'll start putting some posts out for that tomorrow. But make sure you tell everybody Jim Lampley will be in the building 9 p.m. Tuesday night Eastern Standard Time here at the Hangout spot. We got other interviews lined up as well. Right now we're looking at lightweight prospect undefeated Corey Marksman will be in the building as well as undefeated featherweight who's fighting this weekend, Keith Colon Tusami. From Puerto Rico. He will be in the building as well next week. Next week, we got a packed schedule. Plus, we opening up the phone lines. So make sure you guys subscribe. And more importantly, tell your peoples, subscribe to my brother, man. Keep the chat cooking. Let's go back out to the phone lines. We got my man, Jersey Bob, up in the building. What's going on, Jersey Bob?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Chilling. Before we talk boxing, I was watching the game yesterday, bro. What you think, bro? I don't know, man. I like the Pacers.
I think OKC still gonna win it, but
You think so? Okay, that's what's up.
man, the Pacers showing a lot of toughness. They got good dudes coming through, man. Mathurin came through, man. They got different guys who come through, man, for them. So I mean, you really gotta look at it. I'm looking at next year. They're gonna be tough again next year.
Yeah, they built
So,
for to what do they say? Sustainability.
yeah, they got a nice rotation. I don't see them changing it, but I honestly think OKC gonna win. I think OKC is a better team.
I think it's going to 7 for sure, man. I love this series, bro. I really love this series.
Yeah, they playing some ball, man. There's some really good plays last night. I mean, good basketball, good movement, man. It's good, man. It's good. It's gonna be a new NBA champion, the team that's never won before. And then
Yep.
so the boxing, man, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Not in boxing, bro. Talk to me.
Kambosos, I think, gets knocked out this weekend. What's it do for Hitchens? I don't know. I mean, he's supposed to win, and he going around. This is what Ness says when he's calling Kambosos a bum. You see him on multiple outlets. I mean, he don't think Kambosos ain't good. So, I mean, I don't think Kambosos is very good either. So, but he wants the name, so he should destroy him. Should destroy him. What do you think, Johnny?
He talking spicy, bro. I don't think he has any respect for Kambosas, and we'll see. Again, I hope that talk equates to a good fight. You talk that shit, you better go in and you better fight this man in the center of the room. You talking about I'm putting up 50K and I'm gonna stop you, then you better go in there and put that type of performance up. Don't talk all that shit. Then all of a sudden you start boxing and moving and boxing and moving. Fight this man. If you talking that shit, fight this man. That's all I'm saying.
Now, the news that I saw today, maybe you saw it before me, as Boots going up.
Man,
Brian Norman,
I saw it
not
today in the chat, bro. Bob, I didn't know about it until the chat earlier because I was traveling today.
this was some people said to Brian Norman's dad, like, yo, you might never get that fight. Now he going up. Who's the big money fight at 140? There is no big money fight at 147. Not for Brian Norman. There's no big money fight, but hey, he's still young. He can eventually, but that was the only thing. Like, yo, maybe you should fight Boots before he go up. But
Bob,
what's
there is
done
one
is
money
done.
fight. There is one money fight. If Pacquiao beats Barrios, that's a big money fight for Brian Norman Jr., bro, for unification.
If Pacquiao beats Barrios, man, I might give up boxing, man. If that dude, seriously, man, there should be no way he
I'm
wins.
just saying. I listen. I'm picking Barrios to win as well, man. But I'm just saying, if he pulls it off, that's a big money fight for Brian Norman Jr., bro, for the green
Yes,
belt.
that would be, but come on, man. For all you boxing people, man, we need Pacquiao to lose. This dude can't sit out all this time, come back and win, man. It'd be nasty work.
Mm.
So, but anyway, I don't know what he said was true, but the ticket's not selling. But
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that anywhere, so I can't say yay or nay. I mean, I told him, send me something. Let me, if I can find some or he can find some, I could put it up. I'm not really worried yet because we still are more than a month away. And you know how New Yorkers are. There was the same shit going on with what do you call that? The Ryan Devin fight. I remember a week before that, reports were all over the place that it wasn't selling well. And I know people that were in the building on the night of the fight. New Yorkers are last minute people, so and they were and people that were in the building said, man, it was hard pressed to find an empty seat. So again, I'm just throwing that out there.
okay, like I said, there's some good fights coming up, but I have to touch on Boots again. Boots comes to 154. Does he get a title fight this first fight at 154? And
I don't know.
who you think he fights, or any idea who he fights, who he should fight?
Wow, it hasn't even sunk in yet because again, I just found out. But let me pull up 154 real quick here. Obviously Crawford vacated. Sebastian Fundora is going to be fighting against Tim Zhu.
Yeah.
Bakram at IBF. Murtataziev, which I'm thinking Erickson Lubin earned the right to fight him with his last win at Pro Box against Ardrell Holmes. That's a good question. If I had to predict, Bob, I don't think that Boots' first fight at 54 is for a title.
Because Boots doesn't have one of them belts that you can just go up to the next level, to the next weight and get a title fight. I don't even know.
He got the WBA, the IBF, and the Ring Magazine. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I think you can only do that in the WBO. I'm not sure if you can do that in the WBA. But if he's able to do that, maybe right now, Yoenis Telez, young Cuban who fights out of Box Out Promotion. Shout out to my family. He's the interim champion at WBA. Maybe they put him in against him, which would be, I mean, Yoenis Telez is a really, really good, young, talented fighter. I don't know if he's ready for a guy like Boots, even though Boots is moving up in weight. It'd be interesting, bro. It'd be interesting. Let's see what the chat says. What y'all think, chat?
Yeah, there's a lot of good things. Good things sometimes, a lot of good things happening with boxing. I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait for Shakur to beat this dude up to pay the
Yeah, I got
man, so
Shakur in
we
that
can
fight too.
so we can stop talking about Shakur ain't running from that dude. This is the fight he's been waiting for. He's not gonna run. All these people he gonna run. There's no way he runs from Zepeda, and this should be the performance to make everybody shut up.
We need to see
So
that, Bob. I agree, man. I'm a Shakur guy. And I've said it time and time again, and I've gotten criticized for it. I just don't feel that there's been a fighter that has brought that out in Shakur. Zapata is going to be aggressive, so Shakur, I believe, is going to have to at some point in that fight him. And I think that this is the fight that we could probably see the best version of Shakur. That's just my opinion.
yeah, I believe that too, man. I think this is the one, and he's gonna go to work. And one last thing, and man, people was talking about Devin Haney fighting what's that washed up Cuban? Any Cuban? I
Which
forgot the
one?
dude's name.
Which
Oh man,
who are you talking about? At what weight?
I was watching. Man, it was Two Tone was something him fighting. What's my man washed up with he got the terrible high fade, and he got like dreads. What is his name?
Cuban?
Yeah, he gotta be cute. He gotta be like 37 years old. Man, somebody in the chat got it. Two Tone was talking about him fighting somebody, man.
Today? Two Tone was talking about it
No,
today?
it was yesterday. Was yesterday? I
Yeah,
believe.
I was traveling, so I really didn't get to
Yeah.
see a lot of the like I didn't really get to rock with the boxing voice
Oh
that much like
man, what is his name? I seen him fight live
Gamboa?
too.
Gamboa? Mo Brain said Gamboa.
No. Oh man, he fought on. I went to New York to see Wilder fight. That was like Caleb Plant knocked the boy out and did the grave digger. He fought before that.
When he
Man,
knocked
what
out
the heck
Terrell.
was his name? I can't think of his name. Somebody in the chat's gonna bring it up. But they
At
was
one,
talking about Devin having a nasty opponent. This dude's a veteran, man, but he about 37, man. Oh man, I
damn,
just
I'm
can't
trying to
remember.
write that.
Somebody bring it up, man. But you haven't heard of any Devin opponents.
Nah, again, I didn't hear that on Two Tone's show. I'm looking
It
at
has to be
you
two
and Two Tone was talking about Devin fighting this dude at 147.
or 140.
No, Devin ain't fighting that. I don't think Devin fights at 140 again, bro.
Man, moves. All right, somebody had to seen it. Somebody would bring it up. So, but
Vega,
you haven't heard any
Vega's in the
Devin
chat.
Haney.
Vega might bring it up. Somebody needs to bring that
You
up.
ain't heard any Devin Haney opponent.
Oh, I think Vegas said what's this dude's name? Bartholomew?
Yeah.
Ransom Bartholomew?
Is he Cuban or he not
Yes,
Cuban?
yes. No, you're absolutely right. He is Cuban. There you go. Yeah,
I
Toledo.
knew that dude. Yeah, he the worst. His haircut's horrible, man.
He
That
fights at
high fade.
yeah, but he's a 140 fighter, isn't he?
That's what I thought. He was like 140.
Devin Haney's not fighting at 140 no more, bro. Tone what exactly? Emmanuel G. Shout out to Emmanuel G. Tone was capping, bro. Tone was trolling or capping, bro. He ain't fighting Bartholomew.
I'm like, man, there's no way Devin Haney fight that dude, man. I'm like, that would be horrible.
Nah, they looking
That
for
dude, he gotta be 37.
they
Dude
looking
gotta
for
be
a
up
name,
there,
bro.
man.
They looking for I got a funny feeling, and even the Hitchens, like Bill Haney was at the presser today, going back and forth with Hitchens from the crowd. I mean, I don't even know if that fight happens again. I don't see Devin Haney fighting at 140 again.
Yeah, it's gonna be, man. These guys need to fight their weights, man. We gotta stop all this weight loss.
I
Seriously,
don't even
man.
know. I don't even know what these guys' weights are, man. I mean, they're not hesitant to go to catch weights. Like, to me, they outgrow their weight so damn fast. It's almost different. Like when I used to watch boxing in the 80s and 90s, it was like you did see fighters actually fight in the same weight for years and years. Like, are we ever going to see a champion, defend his title in the same weight class like 18, 19 times, like we've seen before in the past with Monzon and Hopkins and I think
Probably
Triple
not
G.
because these guys are losing. They fighting at weights they shouldn't be at, like Boots. I mean, I believe when they were talking about he was fighting at 50%. We wasn't probably not 50%. There's no way he should be fighting at 147 with his body. Your body ain't supposed to do that.
Mm.
And these guys are fighting at weights they shouldn't be fighting at. So, because they want the weight advantage. So I wish more of them would fight at a higher weight. But we gonna see. But like you said, I don't think Haney goes down to 140. I don't see it.
I don't see it either, bro.
But if you see it, you like, man, how he was making that 135. How was he making the 135?
Yeah, I mean,
And
yeah. I mean, it's just a testament to what these fighters do, sacrificing their bodies to make a weight that realistically it's very, very difficult to weight as you get older and older. But yeah, no, I don't see him at 140 again. That's just my opinion.
because like I said, I'll leave it to I teach at the high school, man. I know stuff to lose weight, man. I'm like, man, y'all crazy. I wouldn't let my son wrestle
Word.
for real. I ain't having I'm not losing all that weight, man, just to do a sport. I just wouldn't.
I
I,
agree,
I don't
brother.
think it's worth it. So, all right, Johnny, man,
My
yeah,
boy.
I didn't know you was on, man. But anyway, man, I don't know if I get an alert from you all the time. You send an alert out?
No, you supposed to. I think YouTube is weird like that. You got to hit the notifications once you subscribe. But I'm hearing from other channels like Two Tone and other people that sometimes they don't get the notifications when I go live, which is crazy to me. Yeah, but you know where to find me, bro. Weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight we started later, obviously, because we got off the flight later. But we back home like we never left, bro. Like we never left. We will be doing a Sunday show as well. So
All right, man, you keep up the good work. I'll talk
I
to you.
appreciate you. You family, brother. Appreciate you, Jersey Bob in the building. Shout out to Jersey Bob and all the callers. The link is pinned to the chat. If you guys want to call in and voice your opinions on this weekend's 140-pound IBF title fight between Richardson Hitchens and George Ferocious Kambosas. Press conference went down today. It got spicy. Hitchens wants to bet $50K on a stoppage. They were pushing and shoving. There's an animosity. It makes for a more interesting and more intriguing fight for me to be able to watch. But the undercard, it is.
It smelled like a toilet full of nasty ass shit, okay?
Yeah, it's not the greatest undercard in the world, but we'll be tuned in, checking it out. Let me catch up with a couple of super chats. We got my man CJ Rich with the $5. How you don't have jet lag? Told y'all cocaine and Rogaine. Johnny got the cheat code. Trust me, man. I'm starting to feel a little bit of it. That time zone is real, and you spend a couple of days, and finally after the second day, you feel like you're getting used to it, or you're used to it, and then you're right back, to Eastern Standard Time instead of Pacific Standard Time. But it's okay, bro, because this is what we do. We got to put in the work, man. We got to put in the work. We missed 3 days. We missed 3 days of work, and I don't like that shit. I love doing this show. I love spending time with the family, which is the DHS, the Hangout Spot family. I appreciate all of y'all for rocking out. Y'all the real champions, man. Let me put that out for y'all, man.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Word. Y'all the real champions. Appreciate you for the donation, my brother, CJ Rich. We got my man H-Town with the $5. Oh, he went back and forth with DC3. You going from channel to channel, listening to your OG, spreading that knowledge. With that 2 emojis and the cool emoji. Y'all going back and forth. H-Town and DC3. All right, that's what's up. We got my man Stock Chasers with the $2.
Straight cash, homie.
Salute to the Norman Spot. My man called in, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, he called in to voice his opinion. Shout out to you, Stock Chasers. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the donation, my guy. H-Town again back with the $2.
Straight cash, homie.
147, Rolly, Devin, Ryan, Teal, and possibly Shakur. And I just want to say that we smashed. We didn't just beat. We smashed that 10 super chat goal. Shout out to all of y'all in the chat, man.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate the donations, man. Y'all be hooking me up, man. We putting in that work. We missed a couple of days of work, man. So it feels good to be back in action with you guys. Talking this boxing shit. We got boxing on Saturday. We may shit on the undercard all we want, but trust me, if you're like me, I'm happy that there's boxing on Saturday night. And I do like the main event. I do like the main event. And a lot of that has to do with what I feel will be a better fight based on the animosity between these two or what they've shown in the press conferences, especially today. Let me see if I can find this bad boy. Let me show y'all real quick again what went down. If y'all did not see it, I'm going to show y'all what went down. Yeah, man, we putting in that work, man. So I appreciate all of y'all for the donations. The hangout spot is where it's at. Polo Buck, you in the building? True Power Media. Yo, I just want to say to my man True Power Media, it's his birthday, bro. It's going to be his birthday. What you said, next week, right? Next week for the Brian Norman Jr. fight. It's going to be your birthday. Shout out to my brother. It's going to be his birthday. We probably going to do a live show early on that day. So make sure True Power Media, you hop on. I know it's going to be early. Brian Norman Jr. is fighting the main event. I believe what I saw on email, Top Rank sent out, the main event will be about 7:15-ish. So if that's the case, we'll go on early morning and do a live fight chat for that fight only. We ain't doing the whole damn card, especially with all these guys from Japan that I don't know about. I'm not ashamed to say that because I just don't. And if I did, I'd be lying. Lisa Snow, appreciate you. Thank you for rocking out on a Thursday night here at the Hangout spot, late night. We ain't done that yet. If Kambosas wins, we won't hear the end of it until the year 2030. Word. There's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to call up in here, call up all these other boxing outlets and make me and a bunch of other people eat crow because I just don't see how Hitchens loses to Kambosas. That's just me. And this is no disrespect to Kambosas. I just feel that Hitchens is a much better fighter than George Kambosas. I do. I firmly believe that. But I wouldn't count him out. You know, I would not count him out at all. But I just want to show y'all a little bit of the clip of what went down, I'm sorry, at the press conference. This is courtesy of Fight Hype. Shout out to Fight Hype. Shout out to Fight Hype. Provide that video credit for my people over at Fight Hype. And this is him saying that he wants to put up $50K on this fight. He's been going back and forth during this whole press tour about making this bet. And Kambosas is kind of like, nah, man, why should I bet you $50K? I could put money on FanDuel, make more money, blah, blah, blah. But take a look at this piece.
The money's here. 50. The money's here. Hold up. The money's right here. We got 50 cash. Can we shake on it again? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's shake on it. If you believe in yourself, you better get on my fucking question.
Put your money on yourself, on your bet.
I'll respect smack.
Put your money on yourself.
Put your money. Put your money. Gotta put your money like already done.
Bet the fucking money, you pussy. Bet the fucking money, you pussy.
George Kambosas already put his
money. Already put my money on the bet. Already put my money on the bet. Gotta put your money on the same thing. It's fake. It's fake money anyway.
This guy, listen.
That's fake anyway. This guy got the fake money.
Talk to say, like I said, if you believe in, I ain't on this kid is a fucking bum. I ain't worried about him. You got all this stuff.
He called him a bum.
To say,
look,
let's bet the
all I know one thing about you. You've spent 6 weeks of the training camp thinking about 50K.
Okay.
And you know why? Because your manager negotiated a shit deal.
Listen.
I negotiated such a good deal that I'm taking money out of your pay-per-view, your guarantee, and bums on seats.
Beat the fuck out.
You know what? It's not my fault your manager didn't negotiate a deal.
Let's say you're gonna fight.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done.
Shit.
Get it done.
Whoa, y'all see Jim? Look at Jim Kambosas, bro.
Get it done. Come on, let's get it done.
Lord, bro.
I'm a 7-figure fighter.
You have 1 8-figure fighter.
You'll never see that again.
Multiple.
You'll never see that again.
That's right. When I bet you up.
Yo, look at Eddie's face, bro.
You'll never say that again. So bet the fucking money.
No, I already bet on myself. I already bet on myself.
Yo.
On the pay for that.
The vinegar knife is quickly
Oh
becoming one of
man.
Dalstrom's most
Shout
popular
out to
knives.
the ads, man.
But
Now
we're
y'all
also
gonna
getting a
cook
lot
me
of
because I
Put in
ain't
that
got
work.
premium, man.
World champ for a reason, nigga. Ain't no
try.
paper champion over there. I went and took that shit. Ain't nobody give me no belt. I
Talking
took
that
that
shit.
shit. Fuck wrong with y'all?
Talking
It's
that
my
shit to
shit.
Bill Haney. You talking to Bill Haney now, who's in the crowd.
Fuck wrong with the boxing?
Tell him,
It's my
Bill.
shit.
Tell him, Bill. He's disrespecting your son. He thinks
Fuck
he's
wrong
better
with
than
you?
your son. It's
All y'all
delusional
niggas gonna
cat.
fall in line real soon. Everybody. Give it another year. Y'all
This
gonna fall
guy
in line
thinks
real
he's better
soon.
than Lomachenko, your son, Lopez. He thinks he's better than anybody.
Mm.
Who your boys? Where's your boys? We got boys too.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there'll be no
You charged
head-to-head.
me, I laid it on you.
We ain't trying to charge us, huh? We
Whoa.
right here. You come to our face. What you gonna do? Yeah? What? Bring whatever you want.
Right.
Oh Lord. I'm telling you, man. I buy into this spicy shit. I'm sorry, man. I'm that guy. I buy into the spicy shit, bro. I know that's nasty work, Mo Brains. No. I knew somebody was gonna cook me. Y'all haters, bro. Stop hating, bro. Yeah, man. Yo, I got so many different subscriptions and memberships, bro. I forget about YouTube, bro. I forget about YouTube. But shout out to Fight Hype for the video credit on that. Malcolm. Malcolm is back, bro.
Hey,
Yes,
we good? We
sir.
good? I'm gonna keep it short, man. Like,
Yes, sir.
literally damn near 20 seconds, man. Big fucking New York shit. Y'all see how my boy Hitchens is coming? You feel me? My boy got the drip out. You know, niggas is trying to bet, gonna smack the shit out of Kambosas. Kambosas don't want that smoke, man. Big New York shit. That's how we do it, man. It don't matter. George Kambosas, Curious George, George in the Jungle, Hitchens in 12, man. I'm out of here, bro. Had to. And yo, I ain't gonna lie, Johnny, you gotta get that YouTube Premium, bro. To keep it real with you. You have to, bro. That ad was nasty, bro. That ad was nasty. Unless they sponsored you low key, but that's all I gotta say, bro. Shout out to you. I'm gonna keep tuning in, bro.
That's my
Big New
story. And
York.
I'm sticking to it, bro. I got sponsored. There you go. You gave me an out. Nah, yo, Malcolm. Yo, look at. I knew I was gonna get cooked. Nah, you're right. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna do that. The ads are diabolical. Yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. That was nasty work. I ain't gonna lie. That was nasty work, bro. That
shit is a 2-pack of ass.
We'll go premium if we're gonna start showing videos, man. We can't do that. We're better than that. We are better than that at the hangout spot. But what did Vegas say? Damn, being a enormous spot don't pay well. Y'all sick, man. Y'all sick. I told you, man. I told you. What's embarrassing, AB? What Hitchens was saying back and forth? Yeah, listen, man. It's entertainment, man. It's entertainment. I know AB ain't into that. You know, that back and forth trash. And what y'all blame me for, man? What y'all blame me? There you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. How do y'all not know that was a sponsor for the hangout spot? So I had to play that ad. How do y'all not know that? How do y'all not know that? I don't know. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Speaking of sponsors, man, y'all need to hit up my people at whatsyourhustle.com, man. Whatsyourhustle.com, bro. T-shirts, joggers, hats, hoodies. They are an official. We are in a sponsorship here with whatsyourhustle.com. In fact, let's yeah, man. You know, you gotta check out their stuff, bro. Like, they doing it up, bro. They got the two-tone superstar. You know, his line, Chili Killers. Again, you remember, I just got my hair done 2 days ago t-shirt. You got the Scrappy Ramirez clothing line. We've had Scrappy on the channel. He family. By the way, his fight is official. He will be fighting on the Jake Paul, Julio Cesar Chavez undercard. That has been officially put out, and it was actually shared on my social media. But I mean, you got t-shirts, you got joggers for men and women, as you can see right there. What's Your Hustle actually hooked my wife up with a nice jogger set. We got boxing T-shirts, find a way, not an excuse. I mean, they got it all, bro. They got it all. whatsyourhustle.com, man. Make sure you check out my peoples at whatsyourhustle.com. But more importantly, when you do place an order for a T-shirt, a pair of shorts, a hoodie, a jogger set, a hat. You know, we rock the gear over here at the Hangout spot as well when we do the live shows. Make sure y'all use at the bottom of the screen discount code the Hangout spot, capital letters at checkout, and you will get 15% off your order. So make sure you check out the family at whatsyourhustle.com. Since we wanted to talk a little bit about sponsorships, I had to put my peoples on. Obviously, this is how we do it up. But yeah, man, we smashed that super chat goal. So let's let's put out some gunshots. Appreciate all of y'all for providing those donations. In fact, we got my man H-Town back up with another $5. You got Tone eating nuggets and Johnny with ads. Ness need to share the bread.
Amen, brother.
Mark going around with the fake bells. Jesus Christ, we all looking bad, man. Yo, word, bro. Word. Ness out here getting $5 from T.O., bro. Damn, shout out to Ness, man. Yeah, bro. We trying to grow that brand here at the Hangout spot. You know, we got fighters, we got trainers that check us out, man. But Teofimo, a fighter of that statue, man, throwing out the bread. Shout out to Ness, bro, for that, bro. Yeah, H-Town. Ness need to share the bread, bro.
Amen, brother.
Word. Let us live so we could take these damn chats off YouTube. Nah, that was diabolical, bro. He said, I did not see Tone's show. I haven't really been able to see anything the last few days because I've been busy in California in work meetings, man. It's damn day job, man. And you know how we do it up here at the Hangout spot. This is the night job, but we trying to cook up here, so we don't need a day job. This will be the only job. And once we do that, we're going to step on the gas pedal here, man, because we doing nothing but growing. Speaking of growing, smash those likes. Smash that like button if you're watching this live on not just YouTube or but on Facebook as well. Make sure you smash that like button. More importantly, guys, please, man, help me get to that next goal of 2,000 subscribers in about a 15-month time frame. We're moving very, very fast, but I like that 2,000 number. So help me get there. We're about 45, 44 subscribers less. So please pick up the phone, tell a friend to subscribe to the Hangout spot. And let's keep it going. Again, last call, man. If you guys want to call in next week, we when you read our super chat, hold on. Yeah, next week we working overtime. Attorney Bailey, Johnny, will you read our super chats to Lamptey? Yeah, man. So next week we got the legend, voice of boxing, Jim Lampley will be in the building at the Hangout spot. Can we get a shout out? Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we got Jim Lampley. That's an interview that I am totally looking forward to. I'm sorry. His book just came out. It happened. And we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the beginning. We're going to talk about some of his memorable moments. You guys know how I do with the interviews. We will be prepared with some great questions. And yes, the chat's going to be cooking. So if you want to ask Jim Lampley any questions, man, super chat is probably going to be the best way to go. Because again, those show up as a start message. So time permitting, yeah, of course. You know, you super chat your questions in. We will get them in to the legend Jim Lampley. That's next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing a Sunday show as well to recap what happened on Saturday. And Wednesday and Thursday, we are back at it again. Same bad time, same bad channel, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now, it's looking like potentially lightweight prospect Corey Too Smooth Marksman will be in the building on Wednesday. And then Tusami Keith Cologne, undefeated, 5-0 with 5 knockout featherweight prospect who's actually fighting this weekend. He will be, we're trying to nail him in for a Thursday interview. So next week we are interview heavy, starting with the legend Hall of Famer Jim Lampley on Tuesday. I'll put a post out on IG tomorrow to start to promote that, as well as a link so that you guys can share with friends, family members, anybody who loves the sport of boxing and who loves to come here and or who would love to come here and chill out here with your boy, hanging out here at the Hangout spot. That's going to be a banging interview. But absolutely, Attorney Bailey, super chat questions I will be reading to Mr. Lampley. That's the best way to go, because I assume a lot of people will be tuned into that interview. Last call for callers, though. Last call for callers. If you want to call in, now's the time. I have the link pinned to the chat. This Saturday, Hitchens Kambosas preview. A lot of things going on in the world of boxing. One thing that I did forget to mention, that Oscar De La Hoya did put out a somewhat of a clapback Thursday, which I thought was pretty dope. Let me share that actually. Let me share that real quick before we head out here, because I think this was really funny. He actually shit on Dana White and TKO and them promoting this Crawford Canelo fight.
The ladies being Jaime Munguia 2 weeks ago. 6 fighters and nobody is questioning this?
So right here, he's talking about obviously Jaime Munguia getting tested and 6 other fighters in the Reynoso camp that have popped there.
This doesn't seem suspicious or out of the ordinary to you? We just accept the explanation that everyone is eating tainted meat? Come on. Jesus Christ. Doesn't this warrant an investigation of Eddie's camps?
This guy said warrant an investigation.
I mean, look, I've known Jaime for over 10 years, and he always tested clean up until his last camp with Eddie and his fight in Riyadh. How is it ethical that you have 6 fighters testing dirty from the same camp and we don't have questions or consequences?
Kind of got a point there.
Where's the boxing media?
We here, Oscar. Give me a fucking credential to your fight card.
I mean, they crucified Ryan Garcia every fucking day for a full year over a tiny bit of Austrian. So why are they so quiet now?
Instead of a tiny bit of Austrian.
I don't know, man, but when something stinks, it's usually shit. I'm so disappointed, man, in the media.
I might get that soundbite. If something stinks, probably shit. We'll see what he talks about Dana White.
The fight will take place. Will take shit, and is being handed this fight on a silver platter. Run him off. What do you think Canelo's gonna do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate shit. And is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network. So does that mean this fight isn't important? Do they not give a fuck about the fans or viewership? Why is it that Canelo has to fight during the day on Mexican Independence Weekend? And UFC with a roster of names I've never heard of is going on prime time. Cinco de Mayo. He's fighting in Riyadh, and now he's fighting during the day on the biggest weekend in boxing. Yeah, Canelo will fight anywhere, anytime he's told, because he doesn't give a fuck. All he cares is about the money. He doesn't give a fuck about the fans, about tradition, the Mexican weekend tradition. Oh, and Dana, what, now you're turning your back on the UFC? I mean, we all know you've been trying to get into boxing for years on your own and you couldn't do it. Remember Zuffa? Oh, but now that Daddy Turkey negotiated a big fight and he paid for it, you're seriously proud to be the trust fund kid presenting to be the face of this fight. I mean, this whole thing's a shit show. Aren't you embarrassed? I mean, it would be just like me promoting John Jones versus somebody else in the UFC. You guys would fucking destroy me for me walking into another sport and acting like I know the fuck I'm doing. I mean, insiders are aware the UFC's hundreds of millions of dollars in debt and in a bad spot. But that's no reason to switch sports and leave these MMA fighters hanging, Dana.
Oscar trying to throw shade. Oh, man. Oscar's funny, bro. Oscar's funny, man. Shout out to Oscar, man. I miss those. I ain't gonna lie. I miss those clapback Thursday posts or whatever they may be. This was not really one of those with all the funny sound bites and all that stuff. Oscar was just, what the hell's going on with Oscar? Like, he looked like he had a cane on. Anybody know what the hell went on with Oscar? Did something like that? Did something happen this week that I don't know about? But yeah, man. So he's shitting all over. Obviously, Dana White being announced as the head promoter for this thing. Going down September 13th, Saturday, September 13th. I didn't know. H-Town said that's good coke.
Amen, brother.
Oh, man. I love Oscar, though, bro. Oscar's my dude, bro. Oscar's my dude. I didn't know that that they're putting that fight during the day, supposedly, because they don't want to compete with a UFC card in the evening. I didn't know that. Again, I'm walking into all this shit, bro. There's been so much shit that has went down, bro. I ain't doing this shit no more, bro. I ain't going away for 3 days, bro. Definitely not next week, man. It's going down, man. But yo, man, this was a fantastic show. A fantastic show, good participation. I want to thank everybody that called in. I want to thank Ebenezer Stuntman Griffin, our guy, 154-pound prospect who came up early on to join the panel, took some calls with me. Great show. Love everybody's take on what was going or what is supposedly going to go down on Saturday with Hitchens and Kambosas. Let's look at our final vote numbers. Yeah, it's pretty, 59% of everybody that voted thinks that Hitchens will win this fight by decision. 20% feel like he has an opportunity or a chance to either knock out or stop Kambosas. Only 3% feel like Kambosas can stop Hitchens by knockout or stoppage, and then only 18% feel like Kambosas can win by decision. So the majority of everybody feels like this is a Hitchens fight to win. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I am also going with Hitchens as well. And hopefully we get a good fight. Like I said, man, if the press conference being as saucy as it was today translates to what we'll see on Saturday, maybe we'll see a good fight for as long as it lasts. And if it goes 12, hey, even better. But yeah, man, appreciate all of you guys for rocking out here. We were back tonight like we never left. Not sure. We may do something tomorrow. I'm not sure. But if we do, it may be a little bit earlier in the evening. Again, if you guys aren't following me on IG or Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, make sure you do that. That's why I usually update my post stories, usually on IG. And if I have shows, I will put the link onto those shows as well. So you just click the link and it'll take you to the live show once the show starts. So definitely follow me on IG. If you haven't subscribed, more importantly, if you haven't told somebody else to subscribe, please do that. We are so close to our next goal of 2,000 subscribers. Help a brother get there. I want to thank everybody in the chat. You guys were cooking today. Shout out to all of y'all in the chat, man, that were cooking. Stock Chasers, Lisa, Alex Vega, H-Town, great calls. Alberto was in the building. Polo Buck, my guy. Appreciate you, man. AB, Attorney Bailey, rocked out. Mo Brains, always showing love. Nigerian Nightmare, my brothers. You guys were all showing love. And who else? Damn, I'm probably forgetting a few of you guys, but you guys are all my people. Shout out to CJ Rich, obviously, And for everybody else who Dwayne Styles, Manuel LG, who provided super chat donations. Every penny counts, man. We putting in the hard work. And more importantly, it's I feel, blessed to have a great family members of people that are coming here and supporting me day in and day out when we do this. Nothing but love for you guys. Again, we may do something tomorrow. Not sure, but it doesn't matter. We'll be back Sunday. We'll be doing an afternoon, early evening show on Sunday to recap what happened on Saturday. Michelangelo is in the building last minute. LA treated me well, man. I was nowhere near any of that nonsense that was going on. I was in a good area. LA treated me well. The weather was good. The time zone is kind of fucking me up right now. But we'll get used to it. We'll get used to it. And we'll be right back at it on Sunday. And then again, next week, let's not forget, bro, Tuesday night, Jim Lampley will be in the building. And we got 3 straight days that we're looking at trying to do interviews, and then obviously opening up the phone lines, because this is how we do it up at the Hangout spot. Appreciate all of y'all. Appreciate the love and support. We may be doing something tomorrow, maybe to talk about what happened at the weigh-ins. Hopefully something spicy or something interesting happens at the weigh-ins. It seems like everything now is happening at the weigh-ins. They miss weight. People back out. They have to pay a fine. Who knows? We'll see tomorrow. But as always, appreciate the love and support. This is your boy Johnny signing out from the Hangout Spot Live, and I'll talk to everybody. If not tomorrow, definitely on Sunday. And if I don't talk to y'all tomorrow, enjoy the fights on Saturday, and we'll chop it up on Sunday. Peace, y'all.